Shouldn't have to touch YouTube, though. That's what I don't understand. Keeps giving me a thing that says I'm streaming, but I don't know. Alright, well, it's live. Is it gonna go not live if I exit out of this? That's the question. Doo-doo-doo. Hopefully not. Checking my other screen. I think we're live. I think YouTube is working. And yes, that is showing that you're on the YouTube thing. Okay? I think we're doing it. Okay. Well, I mean, it's working. Very interesting. So weird seeing this. So sorry. It's a brand new setup for me. Luckily that didn't take an hour, but let me know if YouTube or Twitch is having any issues or something's wrong. I don't really have a lot of feedback compared to what I used to use, so. And I don't want to have both streams open at the same time either. So, bear with me if anything else goes crazy. At least that's the... Hey Joe, what's up? What's up, Jeremy? Twitch looks weird. Can I get a better description? Black bars? What does black bars mean? Why would it change anything? Like if you go full screen, it doesn't do that. Looks like that's, yeah, something with the browser. I don't know. I have like some bars, but that's only when I'm like on the not full screen, and I have chat like tucked away. Is all I'm seeing. Everything else looks fine. At least that's what I'm seeing. It's fixed? Okay. Sorry. The screen readjusted. That's so weird. Can't understand it. I don't make the rules. Okay. For tonight, hopefully this doesn't screw my connections up or anything, but I'm going to have both streams semi-open. So just let me know if anything crazy goes on or anything. And we'll see. Did you use an emote? No, it doesn't show them. Dang it, dude. I was really hoping that would work. Actually, it might be because... Whoa, don't you... Oh, wait. Why did it work now? What? The first one didn't show up? Now they're showing up, though. You have a smiley face with a thumbs up and a smoking duck. So, yeah, I can see them now. You're welcome. The effort was worth it. And whatever that screaming thing is. I don't know what that is. Okay. Got commercials are done, Joe. I am doing pretty good. Busy day, man. Busy day, though. That's for sure. Oh, we got to change this song for Uzin. Don't need those bells going on. All right, it's working, though. We're surviving. I wish there was something that, like, showed me how many viewers I had or something. Give me some, like, metrics here. I don't know how to see that. I have to do more research. Vent feed, chat. No. I don't know. It's working, though. That's a lot of emotes. All right, are you happy, Velocity? Are you happy? Don't you cry and laugh at me. Point at me. Point your fingers at me. Jeremy, sorry, just getting back. Did you see that Grounded is getting a new update and you can upgrade armor to level 15 now? Yes, I did see that. I'm very excited. Oh, you're reacting to Uzin. I see. That makes more sense. Not so good, your program? What? I know, Grounded's trying to get me to come back. The hard part is they didn't add, like, any new building stuff, so it's not like my world is not going to be falling apart anymore. That's, like, really... Although I really think that those changes are incredible. Don't get me wrong. I think they're... Everything the game is needed. So, it's honestly, like, really good that they're finally getting to those things and, like, to that point where the game just... It's where it needed to be. I don't know the best words to do it, but it was a little too late. The hardest part for me now is that my world is just like, I can't stand streaming with the incredible amount of lag that everything has. Like, as soon as I'm trying to like place an item or do anything, it's just like the frames that drop just make it nearly unbearable. So I don't have as much fun. I'd have to like start a new world, but that just sounds daunting. I don't know if I could do it. They are trying to pull me back though. I'll give them that. It doesn't mean I won't play it by any means. We'll see how things go. I've still heard people are kind of getting one shot even with level 15 armor, so I'm going to see how they make those adjustments. I don't know. It's got some interesting things all around, though. It's all really good stuff either way. Not like I'm disappointed or upset or anything. Like, it's all really, really good stuff. I just don't think the game can handle timber builds anymore. Is the struggle. And the building in this game is just so freaking good. I'm a little burned out. I don't even know if I'd call it burned out. I don't know what I'd call it. I've just found something that scratches that itch, if you know what I mean. Like, there's just something about Enshrouded that no other building game can do for me. It's hard to compete with all of this, you know? Yeah, the building's just too good of a fit for what I do. I don't know if I like the wood. I don't know. Said it. I think... I don't know if I'd call it lame, but it's limited, I think is the best way I could describe it. Like, I've pushed it beyond the limits for a long time now. And it's tough to just continually try to, like, recreate the wheel. Whereas this game, like... This game is pure creativity. Whereas Grounded was like, how can I push this game to do something that it's not necessarily optimized to do, which was fun. I think it was an incredible challenge, and I loved being able to do it. I love the Grounded community. No complaints whatsoever about the time spent, the thousands and thousands of hours. There we go. That's what I want. Sorry. Just getting one thing set up. Like you're playing Rust and making a PvP base? Seriously. I think it was a good challenge overall to get really good at building in that game. It definitely was something I very much enjoyed. Just like breaking a game in every way possible. But at the same time, I think you get to a point where forcing the game to do things it doesn't want to do is less enjoyable than just playing a game that wants you to do those things, I guess. Like, I very much feel that this game wants me to build, to make a build, and wants me to be incredibly creative. And it's not that Grounded doesn't, but this game is being optimized in a way that Grounded is not. And, you know, games just, they have a shelf life, you know? Like, outside of, like, Minecraft, I guess. You can't really say Minecraft has a shelf life. But, like, for me, at the same time, it does. Like, I can only play one game for so long. 3,000 hours in one single game it's a lot of time. Especially in a game that doesn't allow for, like, endless... What is that? Oh. It's like, what was that noise? In a game that doesn't necessarily, like, wasn't made for you to just endlessly go and go forever. Like, Minecraft is allowed to do that because it's Minecraft. Like, it's procedurally generated. It is endless. There's more replayability, although I really do enjoy and had a lot of fun with New Game Plus. If I can't build in my world because it lags and I don't enjoy that streaming experience, it kind of deters me from continuing the grind. And hopefully that doesn't make anyone sad, but doesn't mean that I won't, like, hop in and test some things, though. There's so much you can do in this game. What Grounded can lit add pretty easy? What? What Grounded can lit add pretty easy? Gets boring fast when you got all this stuff. Yeah, for me it was like... Oh. What? It just says lit. Literally? Literally? Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to say literally? I'm still confused. Oh my gosh. Don't get mad at me because I don't know your freaking young kids lingo. No. Literary? No, literally. Isn't there an L in there? Or I'm just lost. I don't know, it's been a day. Between setting up all the ATOM stuff... Oh gosh, now it's just getting worse. Between setting up ATOM and working all day, and my kid was really good. Sorry, Jeremy. How's the kiddo and wifey? I meant to respond to you, man. Velocity's in here distracting my brain. Kid is good. He is growing so freaking fast, man. It's insane. Like, blowing my mind. He just gets smarter every day. He gets, like, funnier every day. It gets better every day. It's incredibly difficult, but he's getting better and better. Or more and more fun, I guess, is a better way to put it. Oops. Better isn't necessarily the correct word. I wouldn't call him getting better. He gets more difficult in many ways every day. The more words they learn and stuff, the quicker they are about, like, turning everything on your head. And sometimes that's funny as hell, and sometimes you're just like, man, I liked it when you didn't speak. We're in the no phase, I think, is part of it. Well, I said literally. I mean, lit. Lit is that's a little bit of a short. That's a lot of an abbreviation there, okay? All I was trying to get was some confirmation, man. I already got scolded enough today, all right? Come on now. I wish there was a way to maybe like... Well, it was clear, and then your abbreviation made it less clear, so I don't know. I wish there was an easier way to like clip this stuff in. I guess you can do that, but not any good. Let's see. I think what I want is the Q axis. Jeez, axis. I speak English. I'm a native English speaker, and I can't even do it right, man. Okay. I want. So what we have now is like all the axes except for the x-axis. I want to be able to push it this way and that way, so I can like set it here, then hold Q and or whatever, and move it horizontally instead of just vertically. I think that would be really good. Fishing. Why are you fishing? Get in there. What happened to my sound? The one thing I hate about this headset. Really easy to unplug it. That better? Oh, you little. I do. There we go. It's good to hear, buddy. We finally got into the new place and getting settled in. Nice, man. That's so exciting. This is like... Although very stressful, getting into like a new home, a new place is so fun. It's like all the new memories and everything that you're going to get to create. Super cool. I'm jealous. Although I can't complain about where we live right now. We have an awesome setup. We're property managing for my parents. So it's like, it's a freaking sweet deal. But at the same time, I want my own place. But the housing prices in my area are just ridiculous. Yeah, it is a tough, that is a tough adjustment for the animals. I definitely get that. Although it wasn't very fun, that was one of the best things that my wife and I did, was we rehomed our son Conyer, a little parrot. And she needed everything that we were no longer offering, unfortunately. She did not do well with change. And everything in life, having a kid, everything in life was changing. That was just where we were. No. Oh, goodness. Wait, where's my pickup? There we go. My door. You're playing competitive Sea of Thieves? I've never played Sea of Thieves. Is that where we want that? Maybe. I want a really small version of this. I just like the coloring of this. I don't know. It was like the best thing. Like, we moved from our hometown to be closer to my family because my parents are retired. And so it was just, with a kid, it's just so much easier to be near family that can help with that kind of stuff. So although it was difficult on everyone, man, it's been the right decision. That lighting. Come on now. Yeah, I need more fine-tune adjustment, I think. The Q needs to be higher and lower. Like the fact that I had that last one within one click and it just couldn't put it any higher. And the fact that I can't like move this horizontally. It's rough. Need to like, what, take these out or something? Will that make it easier? G. Could have rotated it. Did it again. Oh, that axis change stuff is confusing. Hurts my brain sometimes. But it's life. Life changes. Sometimes it's off, but not always. It's hard because I want it. I want the snap. I want to build with the snapping because I want it to like line up. What I don't like is like trying to line this up. Because then like getting these two things, now it's like good luck. It also has sort of the same issues. I don't know. But like I want them to snap together like that so they're 100% equal. So if you get it right, like I just did, that's fine. It's just getting that first piece sometimes. I don't know. I think part of that is me getting more comfortable with the whole system as well. I mean, this is really like the first complicated, beautiful sunset. This is like the first, I've rotated a lot of things, I've done stuff, but I've never done this much decorating. You have this stuff with grounded way too much? What does that mean? Like my brain thinks like grounded? Oh, yeah. I mean, this one's nice because... Dang it. It's the wrong thing. Oh, no. Like the worst time for it to get dark. Yeah, Grounded was... I mean, those are some of the just the quirks of Grounded because the build system... I think, like, as I was saying earlier with the Grounded stuff, like, that's just unfortunate. That's what the struggle with Grounded is on the long term. I can't see anything. Oh yeah, I made a shack last stream. Let's go. We have a shack. Let's maybe put one light in here. This is the builder's shack. This is what I should make a video on, is just how to make a builder's shack. It's really the most useful build. You have like one thing and you're close enough to all your stuff. It is exactly a prison cell. That's kind of the exact point of it. It offers nothing else but a place to sleep. Because your only goal is to build. You're just so happy tonight. It's so funny. You were so pouty the last couple streams because I didn't have everything figured out. Now that I see all your emotes, you're just the happiest camper in the world. I don't mind the finickiness because I know like what I'm doing is not meant to be super simple. Even off snap, I don't know, even with the snapping off, it's a little, it's finicky. I don't know. Trying to prepare me for trolls, I'm used to it. When my mod is my #1 troll, and the first view, one of my very first viewers was my troll, I'm used to it. If I can handle crazy, having multiple accounts and trolling me every stream, you know, I think I can handle you. Nothing will compare to the distraction that is crazy. Alright, I gotta take this door out. It's just not gonna work. It's interesting also finding the like correct snapping points. Like what is everything trying to justify itself off of? My brain thinks it's going off of this main pillar, like the thing that's showing right now, but it doesn't feel like it's like, it is more like center justified. It's like it's here, so it's like where I'm aiming. But my brain wants it to be like this top pillar piece. I don't know why. Oh, what'd I just get rid of? No. Rude. Dang it. This is going to be my biggest issue. Oh, dang it. Well, yeah, you were the... Well, I mean, that's why I made you mod, too. I can't see this. Haha, that's it. Mod because you have helped the community more than anyone else. No, wrong button. The 7 TV stuff, is that what you're saying? I keep looking to because I want to line this up properly, and I keep changing the axis. You gotta convince him to figure out how to download it. Oof. Is that right? Did we get it? I think so. I also noticed, I think these are all off by like 1 block. Yeah, if you look at, so frustrating. If you look at right here, this one is like slightly lower. You can, I have it set up. I can see them now. Now it's your job to sell it so people can join in your chaos. I did my part. Yes, I'd call it chaos. I don't love that. Guess I can just fill that in, right? It doesn't have to. Oh, where'd that go? Oh, I'd have to fill this in too. And that? Come on now. I have to do it there, yeah. I'm gonna have to do order of operations as a tip again. It's gonna be important. Tell me it's not more... Well, when you're not posting this... It's more fun when you're not posting the same cat meme over and over again. Huh? Oh no. I like the other ones where it emphasizes it more. When it's the same one over and over again, it's not as interesting. Police? I was like, you just wrote police. That's not even an emote. How do we want to do that? Doesn't feel right. Something's off. This isn't bad, though. I mean, it's just the same thing repeated, so, like, of course it looks decent. My program is? It's showing everything else. Don't blame my program. It's what everyone else uses. Refresh. I have to exit it out. Those show. The thumbs up shows. I don't know what the police one is. Some of them take a little while to load in too. Like they're, I don't know, taking up more bandwidth or something. I don't know. Bad. No, I'm saying like I can see you type in the like whatever the emote's called. So to like it has like an empty chat and then the emote loads in afterwards is what I'm saying. It's just like it's like slightly delayed or something. I don't know the best way to explain it. I'm a noob, all right? If I just add an emote, sometimes it takes a bit for it to show for some people. That might be it. Everything but that police one has been showing up totally fine. Alright. What else did I do? I really didn't spend any time. I did this. God, you can't see anything. It's like... What is deal 2? Oops. I added 2 little things here, and now they're really hard to see. Oh, I'm guessing. Wait. Not seeing deal 2, no. Seen everything but that in police. Maybe it's because you added them while, like, during stream, I guess. Makes sense. Yeah, so I've just been messing with more little details, adding in more of these little hand railings and stuff. I want, like, as much detail as humanly possible in this. Hey, I'm just happy that stream's working and the whole thing's not broken. That was my concern tonight. We'll figure other stuff out later. I just wanted to make sure things worked and we didn't have an epic failure. I don't think that door is quite centered either. I wanted to spend more time, but I got so busy with work today. It's just so lame, you know? Well, shouldn't you be calling your ad blocker the evil one then? I didn't make your ad blocker stop working. Maybe it said, hey, you shouldn't block this guy's ads. You should support him financially by watching an ad every once in a while. Gosh, this lighting. I really need a gamma setting. Really bad. I think that would fix so much of what my issues are. Need to lighten everything up. This is dark. Yeah. I'm poor too. I have a child and a wife, man. I'm poor. It's the definition of poor. This is interesting, though. Let's see, where's my image? I mean, yeah, it's not. The ads are not much. It's more of a quantity thing. That's for sure. I don't know if I like these. It's a little much. That was right. Character looks like it's from Roblox. Like the armor? Or the fact that they're like dwarves. I feel like that's everyone's current complaint is that all the characters look like dwarves. It's not wrong. They have a very weird body shape and size. They're even worse till you get armor. They start looking a lot better once you get armor. You know, I'm gonna go to the resource world and check out some decor items. See what else we can add here. That's where I really want to start experimenting with, like, the weird randomness. So the more stuff we have out, the better. Like, what are those? Like a window? Oh yeah, it's just a window frame. So many things you can do, man. Endless possibilities. I can't look. Are you asking me to click on a suspicious link right now? I fell for your tricks once there, sir. I will not fall for them again. Make me play that stupid sound. No, you lost all my trust when you made me listen to whatever that frickin' pig squeal sound was last stream. Now it has to be regained. Oh, I saw someone do something so cool on the Enshrouded. To show this off. You told me to play it. I trusted you. Yeah, it was in my Discord, so it was safer. I'm trying to teach kids to be safe around here, you know? Steel barrels could be interesting. It really would have been nice to come here with a empty inventory. I mean, it looks a little like that. They stole my belt. My character's cooler, though. Mine's way better. These might be cool details. I don't know. It's really like finding things that... I mean, it's just this armor set. It's not just the whole character. Jeez. Haters gonna hate. This could be kind of interesting, but I don't know if I want the symbol all over. I'd say this armor is pretty different from a lot of them. It just happens to have like the same exact color palette as that one. I have no clue what I'm looking for. I think it's just a refresher now that I'm thinking in the mindset of how can I use these things in weird ways to make interesting details, I think is really what it's coming down to. These could be kind of cool, like clipped in, but it's like more things like the hand railings, things that I can like flip upside down and mess with and like start adding interesting exterior details. The windows would probably do. I have all that though. These edge ones, those would be kind of nice. Doors we already have. No worries, man. It was nice that we got it all set up and that you can use all your funny emotes now since we put so much random effort into getting that whole system set up. Trust me, dude, I hate that my time zone too. I'm not a fan of it because it's like the worst time zone. It's like for the vast majority of the rest of the world, like I'm on the earliest in my time zone. It's everyone else is exponentially later in the day and stuff than I am. Like minimum, if it's 8 o'clock for me, it's 10 o'clock for the next time zone. So unless you're in my area, it's just like horrible timing. I'd be very happy to be able to stream like in the middle of the day and stuff, but we're not there. One day, maybe. Isn't it like 5 for you? 6? Guessing 5. The VUCA statues would be good ones. 4:15? Yeah, that's not a great time. I don't know how you did it. Yeah, I started at 7:30. Specifically because I knew something wasn't going to work. I was prepared. I was like, something is not going to work properly. Kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. Why? I have too much crap. Oops. Mistakes were made. Yeah, in a perfect world, I would start at 7:30 every day, but... or every stream. I want, like, just the table leg. That'd be kind of cool. Joe is in the right time zone. That is good. At least there's some people. I'm amazed that there are so many people with completely different time zones, though. That still find the stream. Stream in the afternoon and let your kid care for himself. The issue is I have this thing called a job. I'm not taking care of my kid in the middle of the day. In the afternoon, I'm working. And trust me, I would gladly not have to work, but that's not how my life works. 11:17, yeah, it's just bad. Bad timing for me. It's unfortunate. It's like Ludarev, too. He's, I think, 10:17. So he can barely hang out. I'm gonna have to replace you guys with West Coast people. Trust me, it'd be so much easier to stream. No, I couldn't replace you guys. But and that's the great thing. Like, you guys leave and then it gets really quiet. It's just me and Joe. If Uzin doesn't go to another planet, he's here. We get miscellaneous people that pop in every once in a while. These aren't quite right either. No, I'm not saying replace you guys. It's more, how do I fill... I need to find people to fill the gaps for when you guys go to bed. Kind of a cool detail. You have to, like, look around at these builds, too. A lot of them have done some of these things that I want to do. I think what I want is like more hand railings and like that kind of stuff. Like more of those materials. Same hand railings, different materials. Well, why are you so cool? Huh? I'd kill for 50 viewers, man. It does seem that the vast majority of people watching streams, it's like in the middle of the day. My time. But for everyone else around the world, that's their time. Need a promo? We'll start spamming it out there. I mean, I had 25 to 30 people in streams for Grounded. I just don't think Enshrouded's there yet. Before it died. I know I could have 50 people in stream when it was Grounded because the game was so popular. Hey, I mean, if you're the one getting banned and I'm not, it's a win, right? Part of it's just Enshrouded's still a growing game. It's still not done. So I'm not super worried about it. I'd rather have 5 incredible viewers than 50 really shitty ones. Because I've seen how that goes as well. I don't have any interest in annoying children acting like jerks. And I don't mean that as like people that are young. I mean people that act like children. And are annoying and disruptive and rude, and I'd rather have 5 normal, chill people that just want to build cool things like I do than just slowly grow. Yeah, you're a mod though, so I can allow you to make fun of me and stuff. That's fine. I don't have any problem with people making fun of me or messing with me. It's more so like coming in and distracting from the stream in general. The vibes, I guess, is the way to do it. How do I get in there? I don't know. I didn't find much. Someday we might be able to stream during the middle of the day though. That'd be cool. Just need my wife to make a lot more money. Oh, jeez. That's the struggle. Is we need my income too. Just a few stoners building crazy stuff. That's all we need, man. That's all we need. I just wish I was in a different time zone so You guys were more normal. The time was more normal. I don't know what I was trying to say. The time is more correct for you guys. Words are tough. You did not miss... Jeez, I can't talk right now. You didn't miss much there, Joe. Don't worry. Yeah, it just was in the resource world, looking at items. Figuring out what I could find. Nothing crazy. I did want to show... Where'd it go? This. Someone used this today. It was freaking awesome. So they took it and flipped it upside down. And then used it as like a floor insert. Like, what a cool detail. I'm like, my brain has not gotten to the point where I think in terms of what does the bottom of that thing look like? Not often do you have to think in that sort of way, but yeah, dude, your tree looks insane, by the way. Thing is so cool. I'm impressed. I was curious, like, if you were going to be able to get enough trees in to make it look like a tree, where that's, I was like, is the density of trees going to be enough to like hide the fact that it's a bunch of trees sticking out of a tree? And like you showed, so I was like, I'm interested to see how this goes in like the next day or so. And it literally, like, that picture just like immediately my brain saw tree, and I was like, massive tree. I was like, how the heck did you come up with that? This isn't as flexible as I was hoping. Gone. Oh, the graves. Yeah, I remember you, the thing you were explaining to Monique. Where did I get that? All right, we gotta clear out our inventory. I got too much garbage. But yeah, so now my brain is like, what's the bottom of everything look like? How do, like, I need to start just flipping everything around. Nothing is anything. It's all different. It's all things that you aren't expecting it to be. It's messing with my brain. Where'd it go? Where did I get all these fences from? I don't remember picking up any fences. Don't need that. Highly doubt we're going to use the dragon. I think it's going to be too much, but we'll see. What's S-chat? That's supposed to be by chat and streamer. Chat. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for everything you do. Even if I fight it and you think I'm stubborn. Hope to see you again real soon. Why's time gotta go so fast? I need those. Put one of the trophies on my winged statue, and now it kind of looks like a dark angel. Like, where are the trophies? Here? I need to get all this crap organized, dude. Some statues. Which statue? Can you help me? This velocity guy is always really mean to me. Please help. Put those things away. Destroy that guy specifically. I don't want this sound either. More inventory space. That's kind of useful. Still trying to figure out like the most optimized way to lay out my inventory. Feels like a mess a lot of the times. Let's see. Yeah, destroy that velocity guy. He's mean. Big old meanie head. Those are all those. I guess these could make interesting details. Kind of hard to use though because it's bigger on one end than the other. What trophy did you use, Joe? I mean, what, like, which two specifically? Oh, so what you did, you used this, right? And then you used all the, what was it? Well, you got him there, Velocity. You got him good. He's not gonna come back. I feel like that was more of a burn on me, though. Like I feel like your comment was more hurtful to me than to yourself. Like, you made fun of yourself for the emotes, but you got me with the 2 viewers, like. Ouch. Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you next time. I most likely am not, well, I'm not streaming Friday. I have a buddy coming into town, so we will be hanging out on Friday and all weekend. So I could possibly stream tomorrow, but we'll have to see what's happening. I make no promises. Wait, I wanted the windows. More windows. Hey, ban that guy before you leave. I think I can do that. Aha! See, that's the best part about this app, is it actually lets me use my mod stuff, or my my mod capabilities. Previously, I had to like actually go find it and open the stream and stuff. Now I can just ban from my actual thing. What else would be good details? I don't know. There's just so many options. We'll see. How's everyone else doing tonight, though? Hopefully everyone else's lives are going good. I don't know about you guys. Life is chaos. The world's chaos. People are chaos. I got attacked. Maybe they wouldn't call it attacked, but I got attacked on the Enshrouded Discord today. Like, I was literally just, I popped into the Enshrouded Discord, and I always like to just check, see if anyone's asking questions or has interesting builds and stuff. So I just hop in all the time. And like, there's a group of people just like posting stuff about World of Warcraft. And I'm like, why are we talking about World of Warcraft in an Enshrouded Discord? I'm pretty sure World of Warcraft has Discords. And then they like all just lost it on me. And I'm like, one of them is an ex-mod. One of them was a helper with the helper badge. And I'm like, are we really like attacking people in chat? And then they started being snarky with someone else. I'm like, why are you guys so angry? Like, take a chill pill, man. Like, all I was trying to do was like keep the focus on the game at hand. Like, I don't think the developers made this channel for you guys to talk about other games. Kind of disrespectful. Like, am I the asshole for trying to talk about Enshrouded on an Enshrouded Discord? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, but maybe. Good just played played Lightyear Frontier. I've never even heard of that. Interesting. My family is still up, so my wife started showing us some jujitsu she learned last night. Nice. My wife does not do jujitsu. Not even a little. I think my wife would break in half trying to do a sport like that. Which one of these is better? It's just always Pike's Mead one. Always feels better, I don't know. People are just dicks. I feel like that's the issue with the world right now. Like, I don't care what your political views are. I don't care about, like, any of that crap. It just, why is everyone such dicks? It's just like, everyone's such dicks these days. Just amazed at the whole thing. I still can't figure it out. It's like everyone just wants to argue and be mad at the world. I'm like, I'm mad at plenty of things, but we don't need... The idea is that we don't take it out on each other. Like, we're not mad at each other. We're mad at the stupidity and craziness of everything going on in the world. So let's try to be friends, you know? I always try to sneakily move the subject back to Enshrouded. Like, how do you think Blizzard monetize? I think Blizzard monetize and ruin Enshrouded. Maybe I was too blunt. I was just like, why are we talking about World of Warcraft in the Enshrouded server? And they were all like, it gets off topic. I was like, then they started being, everyone that tried to talk after that, then they started being super sarcastic to them. And I'm like, guys, like, get over it. Like, geez, come on. Why are we being children here? Especially someone that's a help, like, has the helper badge, and their job is to help, and someone that was literally said they were a retired mod, and then they, like, are doing the most unmod things I've ever heard. I'm like, really? Like, is this is where the world is, apparently. Even the people that are literally signed up to do things like keep the chat on topic are mad when someone moderates them. Like, oh no, it's my job to moderate. Don't you dare talk to me like that. Whoa. Maybe I'm just too blunt. I don't know, I just don't take crap. As someone who's very sarcastic, I often find that people in those situations that use sarcasm are extremely unconfident or have self-esteem issues, and they use it as a way to deflect because they're just like mad that someone they're used to having control and someone else was trying to like do their job and they can't handle it. You never know. I'm just out here trying to spread peace, love, and positivity, man. Right? But I often find that, like, there's nothing more annoying when I'm still very active in the Grounded chat. And it's like, there's nothing more annoying than, like, going into a specific Discord to talk about a specific game. And people are in there, like, posting links to the update for World of Warcraft. And you're like, dude, what? Like, what? It's just bad Discord behavior in general. Like, you go to a self-help group and like some dude's like bragging about how he doesn't need help. Like, like what? Why are we doing this? And then they get flamed for trying to talk about the thing they want to talk about. That's what was off. I was like, why can I not get this right? I live by the Logic, if anyone likes that rapper. The Logic way of thinking. Peace, love, and prosperity, man. That's all I want. Hey, Ludorev with the resub. Thank you, man. Hope you're doing good. Having a wonderful night. Oops. I also am like very tempted to just completely get rid of all social media because I'm just finding out, not that I'm not just finding out, but it's just toxic. Everything is toxic. Tired, but I'm kicking. Hey, that's all that matters. I'm always tired. I'm prescribed literal meth for ADHD. ADHD medication, and I'm still tired, man. I get it. Big time. Without it, though, ooh, man. I don't know how people function without that stuff when they need it. Like a different person in a good way. I did want to, like, test this in a different way. I don't know. But also copy it? The lack of... Are you on a break? Did you quit for good? This looks nice already. What's up, Beans? Do you want me to call you Beans or Chess? Or just Beans and Chess? Because I just feel weird saying Beans sometimes. Had to quit for job purposes? Dude, that's so dumb. One of my previous jobs had it, and I'm like, dude, we freaking worked in a warehouse. Like, come on. At this point, as long as you're not high, that's like saying, what I thought was so ironic about this job I worked in. You had to take a drug test to get the job. The manager of the warehouse was a raging alcoholic who showed up to work drunk at least once a week. And I'm like, and I can't smoke in my free time? Like, what? What hypocrisy is this? Especially because it's legal. Like, I can understand you don't like you don't have to like it yourself, but like, why the like? Oh, you can't use it at all. But yeah, you can go get hammered every day of the week working here, though. That's fine. Realistically, like long-term damage, neither is good for you, but at the same time, like, alcohol is exponentially worse for you in so many ways. Not that smoking is good for you. Don't advocate it being healthy or anything along those lines, but if I had to pick one that is exponentially worse for you, drinking is horrifically bad for your body. Everything about drinking is just not good. I really should have figured out how this works because now my brain hurts. Yeah, I mean, people die from... Who have you ever heard overdosing from weed? Or dying from liver failure? Or literally drinking themselves to death? Like, you can't smoke yourself to death. You just smoke yourself to sleep. You might overeat and become obese. But, like, outside of that, like, the long-term effects are, like, yeah, lung cancer could be a thing. Lung damage, but, nah. I advocate for it. Or, yeah, I've had jobs like that, too. It's freaking irritating. I advocate for it. Lowers my blood pressure. Yeah, right? Nothing. It's just stupid people. I don't know. It's like a lack of... What I'm noticing in this day and age is there's just like such a disconnect between people's thought processes. Like, my wife's grandma drinks a glass of wine every day, which has been proven to not be good for you. It does not have all the health benefits. Like, the health benefit that they say it offers is nowhere near as bad as all the negative health risks it causes. So, like, and she doesn't. No one has one glass of wine a night. Like, they always end up having 2 or 3, and they're way bigger than a normal glass of wine too. So it's like, but you would never, like, she'd be so mortified to figure out, like, we were smoking at a family vacation, but they all get drunk. Her whole family drinks all night, but heaven forbid we have a hit or anything. I always find that quite comical. don't know if that's right. Is it? It might be. I think I messed up. What do you mean? I just want the world to understand that no one gives a crap about your opinions. You don't have to like something for other people to do it and enjoy it and spend their time doing it. Just like no one gives a crap what you're doing. I want everyone to stay out of everyone's lives and leave everyone alone. Sorry, I've just been frustrated lately with life. With people, more so. People are frustrating. Oh, speak of the devil. Lettuce. We're just building, Lude. We're just trying to figure out how to do crazy details. I don't know if you saw all this. Like the main front door that we're working on. Joe the Genius is what we're gonna. He's not Joe the Wizard anymore. He's Joe the Genius. It's much more fitting. He's kind of a wizard at the same time, though, so it's multi-use. 3 times for me, please. But yeah, we're like messing. I'm just messing with how to add as much detail as humanly possible to this build. And man, does it look cool so far. I'm really having fun with these things. I added these in. So these are the just the regular fence pieces rotated on their side and then rotated at an angle. Those were really fun little details. Really like that. I thought that it's very minimal, but like I want as much depth as humanly possible. And yes, this is the entrance to the castle. So the idea is that you'll have the main entrance. These kind of like 2 little side door things I'm messing with. I think it's all going to go to the same place, but I like this image I'm looking at. And then working on building. So like Uzan had the idea as well of like pillars, like granite almost. Granite pillars. You can't quite get the effect, unfortunately, that I'm going for. If we show, this would be the image I'm looking at, and I was like, what I loved about it was this, like, it's the same material built within the rock, and I really liked the way that it was sort of built to look like granite, like how they have those like spires almost. So I'm trying to find a way to like mix the material and the spire look at the same time. And then if we're looking at this image is sort of the overall idea, I guess, I'm working with. Being this will be sort of the main entrance. We'll have some sort of shape like standard cathedral European style entrance. Oh, the square molds might work, dude. I didn't think about that. We'll try that. See where your brain's at? Okay, I think you can see it. So the idea is like we're building this entrance out, but this might be larger scale. So like I liked the idea of like 2 smaller doors with a bigger sort of cool entrance. But then, where'd it go? I really liked, I mean, so many European style like cathedrals and architecture use this sort of like tunnel effect to make the entrance more grand, and then sort of building up something on the outsides. We'll build up some design on the outsides like these with the side doors. So I'm kind of combining all these different ideas into my own thing. And then this massive tower, you can kind of see we'll have the black granite blocks going up the sides, and then everything that's like glowing will be highly polished granite or highly polished stone. So you can kind of see where my brain's going. Let's move these. So these will kind of be, I'm just blocking this out essentially with those being, this will be the main tower that goes out to there. Of course, this would be over there. And then these are kind of going to be those like pieces that climb upwards almost. Is sort of the idea. And then continuing the idea of this like corruption taking over the whole thing. Trying to build with some of the granite material, just because I like this. It's not, I wish it was a little blacker and like darker. It's a little too close to the stone, but I kind of want to add some interesting dark, evil look to it. So we'll do, as I probably said 1,000 times now, the corruption is going to start snaking its way up. It's going to be all up and down this. You can see like the water's cracking out of the little fountains, which, I mean, these are not even close to designed yet. I'm just messing with how these things might look. And then everywhere where there's grass in these kind of like natural areas, the corruption is also going to be kind of like starting to go up the castle. And because I really like the contrast between the luminescent growth and the granite, and also, I guess it is granite and the granite. Between the actual build blocks and the terrain granite, I really like that blue, crazy shroud corruption vibe. So some of these areas, they'll be like just a little. It's not going to be like as much as maybe down at the bottom here, like where this thing is super corrupted. I think the idea is more so that the island and underneath has a lot of it, and it's just kind of starting to get up. And then I think it might get into the point where the throne area, which will be somewhere back here, probably has that as well. That'll be kind of the idea behind it. Just continuing that story and the elements as much as I can throughout the entire build. The glowing coal shit that's going to be wild. Thank you. That's the idea. It's going to be nuts. It's slow going because I stop and talk about it all the time, and then we're working through details like this, and we got a long ways to go, but I think it's going to be so sick when it's all done. The glowing blue corruption will definitely add that to that design too. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that goes. I think it looks so, like, it looks good now. It looks corrupted, but dude, when it goes to nighttime, it gets so cool. This thing, it inspired me so much for like how this whole build was going to go. Could add in the dark tombstone slabs for texture. Where at? Are you saying like in the granite thing? Yeah, I'm obsessed. I don't know. I like started that whole thing and I was like, this has to be a story. Like, we have to go. What's up, Axton? Just joined. What's going on? We are building some Enshrouded insanity is what we're doing. The idea is, if you want me to show it off real quick, since we don't have a great view from down there. A lot of it is we're experimenting with just everything in the game right now. So a big part of it is just like figuring out how the blocks look good together, how the decor items, like the rotation of everything, just a lot of interesting stuff. Haven't seen much of Enshrouded. Hey, it is, if you like building, if you like survival games, it's incredible. It's still in early access. It's not on the consoles yet. It's just a PC game through Steam at the moment, but it is so good. It has tons of potential. So much fun so far. It's like, I consider it adult Minecraft. The only thing it doesn't have that's Minecraft-esque is it's not procedurally generated. The entire world is handcrafted, but it's freaking huge. This is early access so far. There's still a year of early access to go, and this is how big the map is. So like, you think this right here is this massive mountain thing we're on right now. And so it's a big map. It's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, for the granite wall. Okay. But I'm just like, I want to meld as many different ideas together as I possibly can. So if we did some of that, it was supposed to be granite too. A lot of what we're doing right now is just experimentation at the same time. Figuring out interesting ways to make cool things. Remember hearing about it when it first released. Don't really know anything about it. If you have questions, let me know. Because it's, those are the wrong blocks. there's a lot going on in the game, so it's slightly complicated at times. New name Timber the Mad Scientist due to all the experimentation. That's kind of what it feels like. It's a little more square. The question is, can you then do this? We just need a Ludorav to get in here now. Yeah, it does get a little weird. Wonder if maybe doing like stone instead. They don't quite differentiate enough for that to work. I feel like the square works better for like slightly bigger. Get there eventually, still not feeling hardly anything. Yeah, man. It literally, like, I've been kind of stuck for a while. Like, honestly, the armory is the only place where I've had a lot of inspiration. We still have so much work to do on this exterior. Of course, I really like this main room, but like, this isn't that crazy. It's just a room. The center part's the only cool part I've done. The upstairs, we have tons of work to do. We have hardly even touched it. We haven't made any of the crafting spaces. It's crazy. Of course, the crafting room is not like pub a game maybe once a week, sometimes not even that anymore. You're just busy doing other things. And then the armory, of course, is where I've had the most fun. Just like getting that point where you feel inspired and you have like ideas going. Just not feeling it, I go through that same thing. Honestly, if I didn't have streaming at this point, it would make it exponentially harder to like game all the time. And if you're confused at all, Axton, I'm also streaming on Twitch, so I'm talking to people there as well. Yeah, something about this area is when I really started getting inspired by the whole thing. Grounded broke me. I think Grounded created an addiction to building, and the idea that like, as well, I can help people build. I can teach people to build. I can use my knowledge and skills to help people, which I like don't have the ability to do anywhere else in my life right now. Of course, like parenting, but that's helping my family. In terms of like having an impact on the larger community, people out in the world, creating a fun environment for other people to hang out in that like enjoy something is very intriguing to me. So that part helps a lot. Like I have a reason to build every day, which I think is part of the incentive behind it. Wonder if this just would look better if it was bigger. Grounded is the only game I really know anything about. It's a good one to know. It's a good one to know a lot about. Still one of the best games ever. I just played 3,000 hours of it, and you know, it's to a certain point where I think you can. I killed the game for myself in many ways. My world doesn't really work anymore. Why does yours look so square, Joe? Mine don't look square. That looks like a circle. Am I crazy? How'd you make that thing so square on yours with the ice? Your ice block is like a perfect freaking square. Need to know your secrets. Like, what's this weird nipple in the middle? What is this? Nobody asked you here. I have ideas with no inspiration to build. I've been there. I know exactly what you're saying, yeah. It's a lot of secrets, like the 10 twinkling shells and the wood pile. Yeah. I think that's also the struggle with Grounded, is I've just exhausted everything. I mean, I built a city. I'm in New Game Plus 6 or 7 now, so I've beaten the game 7 times in the same world. I have 3,000 hours. I built everything that I wanted to build. I built out all the ideas that I had, other than like housing stuff and maybe some massive things that I was kind of forcing on myself. But there's something about this game that has inspired me to like, it's taken me a long time to get into like the flow of Enshrouded building, I think is part of it, which I feel the same way. It took me a long time to get in the flow of Grounded building too. Like, I don't necessarily feel like that's a game exclusive thing. Yeah. Yours still looks square though, I don't know. Like, why am mine looking so dumb? Is that just the ice, maybe? Didn't build everything I wanted to build in Grounded. It just doesn't like to work anymore. Yeah. I mean, I could have kept going at the same time. Like, by no means was I, like, over the game fully, but at the same time, like, the game was not allowing me to do what I wanted to do at the level I wanted to do it. But I have found everything. Have you found the sticky key? Oh yeah, I have everything in the game. There's not one thing I'm missing. Actually, so I take that back. The only things that I don't have in Grounded are the what's the trinket? It's the February Valentine's Day trinket. I don't have that. Yeah, it's just the ice. That's the main thing. And then the lucky hat I don't have. Outside of that, I have every single thing in the game. At least one of everything. Every item, every decor item's built, every item's used, every armor's built, every weapon fully upgraded or nearly fully upgraded. I have multiple armories with everything built. I've done it all. Might be the granite too. Yeah. I mean, that's much more square, so I think it's just the granite. We find another way to work around it. That's all good. I was heading in the right direction the other night anyways, so I'm not like too worried about it, but man, I'm gonna crash. Just wanted to pop in and say what's up. Sounds good, man. Let me know if you need any inspiration or help with getting back into the gaming, but I have been there. I know the feeling of... I think streaming was a big thing for me, getting me like back into excessive building and going absolutely insane. But we miss you. We miss you in the building world, because Joe... We found another looter Rav in Joe. Joe has been building freaking ridiculous, crazy things, and is coming up with awesome stories and stuff. So with the two of you, and then Grim has been building. Cole is now settled into his new place and everything. It seems like everyone's getting settled in a little bit. So if you ever need anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. you heard about the new update that's going to release soon? So you're going to be able to upgrade armor to level 15? Yes. I have watched all the videos on it. Yeah, we need more Enshrouded friends in general. Just more cool people building cool things. Honestly, it doesn't even matter what game it's in. We're here for you. It's been pretty good, yeah. I will say, Enshrouded is just, like, you really have to get into, like, the experimentation phase fast compared to, like, Grounded. It wasn't about, like, learning a build system. It was just about building. Whereas I feel like Enshrouded is about learning this build system and then building really cool things. But yeah, Axton, the update seems really interesting. It's gonna be good. I just wish they would have done it a little sooner. I can't blame them. I know exactly why it's taken as long as it has and everything. So I don't fault them in any way, shape, or form. The devs were just left high and dry, unfortunately. But my only issue is it's a little too late sort of thing. Kind of looks like your wall is oozing, right? I gotta look at that frickin'... You took a screenshot and, like, sent it the other day, and I had, like, perfectly done the whole thing. I need to, like, go back in stream and, from the other day and look at that. To, like, rebuild it off stream or something. My only hope is that the Enshrouded community grows exponentially larger over time. I think once it hits console and stuff, it'll be there, but just been a little slow. And we're planning on adding more, but because of console memory limitations, yeah. They would have gone on for a long time. That's also the struggle of just a survival game not built around the story that they built. Like, it had a shelf life. Like, it always was going to have to end at some point. It was never going to be something that lasted forever. And I don't think it was meant to. So the fact that I got 3,000 hours out of a game, like, is insane to me in every way, shape, or form. I've never played a game that much in my life. That game has a special place in my heart, no matter what it does. Yeah, you have to build this stuff separate. Just what I'm struggling with is getting the picture in my head built out before, gosh dang it, land on something. Ends up way more square if you build it and then build the walls next to it. But I also respect the Grounded devs for sticking with their guns and saying, like, hey, we told you guys we weren't going to ditch the old consoles just to make more content. And that's exactly what they did. They made a decision, and they stuck by it, and didn't get greedy and screw their whole basis just to make more money. Which I deeply respect in this day and age. In many ways. Doesn't mean I'm not sad that they don't have more, but at the same time, like, how could you be too sad about it? You wonder how Enshrouded is going to do on console? Yeah, I'm curious. So you thinking like performance or amount of people playing? I'm curious on both, but yeah, a little weird. There are some rumors about them releasing Grounded 2, considering the amount of content Obsidian has been releasing lately, like Avowed and Outer Worlds 2. I sure hope so, man. I mean, I know it would do really well. I would be specifically extremely excited because I currently stream because of Grounded. So, like, I'm here because of that game. You guys are here because of that game. Without Grounded, none of us would be in this stream tonight. So it's one of those things. It's near and dear to my heart. And always will be. Not quite giving the effect yet. I'm going to have to figure out how to make this work better. We think the render distance is not great on PC, then on console it might be a problem. Yeah, and I'm curious because I think it was better at one point. So, like, I'm curious if it's just something that changed specifically because of some of the things they added and changed the game at the same time. Really hard to tell. They just, every update makes a change and, like, does different things. But, like, Grounded specifically went from, like, I have images that I physically cannot recreate anymore of, like, early on thumbnails from streams and stuff. Like, looking at my cathedral in the middle of the sandbox and then the castle. I have images, actually the top 10 tips to build better in Grounded video specifically. That image is physically impossible to make now because the rendering distance was shortened so much. So, like, you physically could never make that unless you photoshopped the living hell out of the image. You could never take that picture again with photo mode, which is super sad because it made, like, they did it to optimize everything, so I fully understand why, but unfortunately, like, not having, like, a render distance slider in the settings is unfortunate. I feel like every game needs something like that. Because I'm bummed. I'm also curious, like, do we start adding in some secondary materials to... Ouch. Get more depth in this build. Probably a good idea. Yeah, the hard part about Grounded 2 is I don't know... It's hard to know with the whole Microsoft thing. I think if it was just Obsidian making the decisions, I think it's very different, but it's one of those things. It's hard to tell. Because Obsidian isn't the reason that they stopped making Grounded content. Like, outside of the memory issues, like, they would have kept going. But Microsoft, I think, was just like, no, this game's not making money anymore. Which is crazy because I don't know why they decided to add everything to add the whole game to PlayStation and Switch and then, like, stop updating the game. Like, I wish they would have added the other consoles in, like, the 1.2 update. I think would have been exponentially more interesting. Because they, like... game died right as they added this huge new player base. So, like, there's, of course, people playing it and people still doing stuff in the game, but the timing just seemed a little goofy as, like, a business decision to me. Like, it would have been the last thing I would have thought of to, like, come out with this incredible, like, New Game Plus addition to the game and then be like, all right, we're done. We just added the, like, new consoles and that's it. Seems like an interesting choice. Oops. I wonder if it was because of all the extra textures they added to grass and vines and such. I feel like the textures are more now, but render distance took a hit from that. Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I'm hopeful that some of those things just get added back to the game. I don't know. Hard to say what will. In theory, anything's possible since they're using a custom engine. It just how much more difficult is it? Is the struggle. How much time do they want to spend on certain issues? So far, they've done a lot of great things, so I'm not, like, too worried. And I expect things to kind of, like, also messed up the limestone and sandstone. Yeah, I saw someone that's, like, gave up on the game because their build got ruined because they were obsessed with the limestone and sandstone stuff, which is a bummer, but is the struggle of early access. Things change constantly. Come on now. You know you want to. Place that from the outside then? Maybe? God. Too dark. Got Sonic Burger? Where's mine, man? Rude. Oh, not long enough. Couldn't tell if it was night or not. Someone needs to put like a sunroof in here. I also wonder if, like, I always felt like the sandstone and limestone didn't have much texture to them. So I thought, at least the way I looked at that change, that didn't work either. I thought that that was a change in terms of, like, they didn't like the textures, and so they updated them and made them look exponentially more textured, I guess. But I don't actually know if that was the intention, if that was a mistake, if that was just a consequence of adding a certain thing to the game. Go in your hole. There we go. I still think we're a bit off, yeah. So there needs to be a block behind this. Oh, crap. I do this way too often. I use the granite instead of polished granite and vice versa. Easy to do. Very easy to do. Never forget when I discovered the bed glitch. Which one's that? My brain is not thinking. Skip one. Fill in these. I think that's pretty close. Like that they have more texture, but there are weird darker shadow areas that look like a shadow layer glitch. I mean, that could be a change, like something that changes too. That's the struggle, is like some of those like adverse effects, like every time they change, they like made updated grounded, it went from like, this random, like my, the armoires that went in the little windows and created a like a unique window effect, like those got ruined because for some reason the texture of like mushroom brick changed. I'm like, we're like years into this project and we're like, the texture of mushroom brick is just changing. So it's like some of those, I don't know, unintended, I would guess, effects from just doing little random changes. Unfortunate side effects, I guess. The only way I can really think of it. I ran and jumped into the bed and hit use on it. My character went prone and floated into the sky. How have I not seen that one? Those are the kind of glitches I freaking love, though. Just like crap breaking in the funniest ways possible. Always like laugh, not at like in a mean way, but I always laugh at people who come in and are like mad, like the wood floating away. They like, oh, glitches are so annoying. And I'm like, dude, my favorite games in the world were games with the dumb glitches. Why do you think people still play Super Mario, dude? Like Super Mario 64? Because you can speed run it and break the entire game. Like, like the Pirate Software guy. He's like, well, if it like people want to speed run it, and it doesn't like crash your game, like glitches are fun. Like they can be such positive, interesting. Skyrim is the perfect example too. Like the things that don't work in that game are what give it so much character, and like part of the reasons it's just such a memorable game. Like they're just so good. I think if that gets fixed, it will be awesome looking. Yeah. Let's hope. But yeah, and some of those are like they messed with all the shaders. I mean, they obviously like that right here, what you just saw, where you go from this to this, like those shadows and the lighting, I think is still a major thing they're going to be working on for the next year. And I have a feeling that every time the game updates, those type of things are going to break and change as well. So it's like, I expect those sort of things and just hope that they slowly figure them out and make them work. You never know. I think that's another hard thing, is this not necessarily like in an annoying way. I'm not upset about it, but the devs don't, they just make good things and then like throw them out there. There's not a huge amount of communication on everything. So I think it can be a struggle at times just because we're not hearing like, oh, that's a totally intended glitch. That's not a glitch. It's intended. It's a mechanic we worked on. We liked the texture more. We like some stuff like that. You never know. Had a tiger or something similar jump on me in a game, but the animation bugged and it humped me to death. Dude, those are just the funniest things in the world. I love that kind of crap. Oh no, we are using the right block. I know we'll make something cool out of this. We're just not, it's not there yet. It's looking jank. Struggle of being in the lab and experimenting. Play some Grounded? Like you're asking me to play Grounded? Or like, yo, you play Grounded? Have played Grounded? Do you know my Grounded content? I remember in the Halo 3 beta, we figured out we could explode bodies so hard that the heads would stick in the ceiling and the bodies would hang like rag dolls. Dude, that's so good. All the Halo stuff, the super bounces. Do you know how much time me and my friends spent in custom games learning super bounces and just jumping around like absolute morons? Just flying all over the map. Call of Duty, almost all of the Call of Duties, we were like finding the glitches to get out of the maps. We played tag and like turn all the settings to in custom to like play super tag and like zombies and stuff. Oh man, I love those. Like those are why those games are so memorable. Things were just so funny and stupid, and the games were incredible too. They're just fun things to laugh at all the time. Making candy in Halo 3, seriously, just like they're just such good games. Probably too much like my friends did. Dude, hundreds of hours. We would spend days in custom games just like jumping out of the map and doing all the crazy stuff. The like flying mongooses and like knocking them up into the air while people are in them, and like the banshee glitches. There's just so many things in those games that were so broken but so funny. The soccer ball, dude, yes. I spent so much time in Forge as well. Just like building mongoose racetracks and warthog racetracks and stuff in every version of Forge. They're just so fun. Such good games. And having that, like, community of people as well. I was 18, 6 of us guys all lived together playing Black Ops and Halo. We dominated. Seriously. I did a lot of that. I didn't live with my buddies, but we dominated. A handful of us were top top 100. Most of us were top 1,000 in every Call of Duty at some point. In terms of, like, kills and everything. I had one buddy that was, like, number 50 in COD 4 at one point. He might have been lower than that. It might have gotten into the 30s at one point. He had so much playtime. Stay up all night and struggle. See, that was a great part, is we would struggle at school. I was young enough that most of the COD stuff, well, all COD 4 was like my freshman year of high school, I think. Early high school. They were very early days of that. But man, was it fun. I have a buddy that my mom still only knows as the guy that stayed up all night playing that game. Because the night we did a LAN party at my house, the day Red Dead Redemption came out, Red Dead 2, and he stayed up. Like, everyone went to sleep. I mean, everyone was up until like 3 or 4. So it's like everyone was up late. But he specifically stayed up the whole night playing because everyone brought their Xboxes. We had like 6 or 7 Xboxes at least playing in one room. And he stayed up the whole entire night, just no-lifing Red Dead. I think he got so freaking far in one night. And my mom came in the morning to, like, see if everyone wanted food. And she's like, wow, you're up early. And he's like, I never went to sleep. What do you mean? And she's like, what? She just could not comprehend that concept that someone would just stay up the whole night just playing. It's so funny. Kills me to this day. Can't see. We used to do LAN parties all the time. It was fun days. When the first Red Dead came out, I no-lifed it as well. So good. I mean, they both were incredible, but such good games. With 3 people, and we all played Halo 3 way too much. That's so nice. By the time I started living with people, just like no one was gaming. Those amazing games were gone. Did I build those out of the same material? I think I did. I miss it too, dude. It's just a simpler time, you know? I was very lucky to grow up in the time I did. Like the heyday. It was like the perfect age for a lot of that. Could have been a little older, would have been good as well, but when you introduced a friend to Red Dead 2, they stayed up at a sleepover all night. Yeah. It's a common thing, you know? They're so good. Like, how could you not? You know? Like Call of Duty, all of that stuff. Like, I was 10th Prestige in every COD, up to Black Ops 2. Every single one. Just went ham. Now it's like if I get on a multiplayer game, it's the only ones that exist that are any good. Like COD's not as good, Halo's not as good. Like there's just not the same level of things. Mortal Kombat. I didn't play much of it, but I have played a little. I'm a group of us, LAN party 16 player Halo 1, and we played a 3-hour Blood Gulch. Dude, capture the flag and no one scored a point. Dude, we played, oh man, those were so fun though. Such good freaking games. Every part of it. I haven't played Helldivers. It did look fun. I had some friends that like wanted to play it for a little, and then they all backed out, and we all got so busy with life that none of us can play at the same times. That's the hardest thing. It's like finding people that can play games at the same time. And now I don't really game for, not that I don't enjoy this by any means, but I don't game for pure enjoyment anymore. I'm interested to see how my son is with like games and stuff. That could change that. He's into it like I was, you know. You can play with randoms. Yeah, but randoms suck these days. That's the struggle. That's what we were talking about earlier. People suck. It's just like League of Legends and Valorant and Dota and Fortnite, and it just, everyone is just turned into like, even Call of Duty, like we were toxic in like a funny, fun way when it came to like if you attacked us, we'd rip you to shreds. That's the way I treated, like, was toxic in a game. Like, if you went out of your way to come at me or say something to me or someone I was playing with, like, you were gonna feel the wrath, you know? But if it, like, I didn't just, like, someone's having a bad game, I don't just, like, rip them to shreds and, like, become a horrible person because I'm frustrated. Like, we all suck at times, man. Like, it's just one of those things that happens. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, do we all have bad days? We all have bad games. We all have all struggle. And now it just feels like if you're not the best, if you're not like a freaking child prodigy, you're going to get ripped to shreds. Like, you can't play casual anymore. Using was just toxic. I tried not to be if possible, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I never was ever. But as I do with most things in life, like, I am someone that, like, doesn't say anything until I'm provoked to do so, and then good luck. I'm very nice until I'm not. But you have to earn my wrath. You don't just get it. It'll be real dumb. First time I played Halo Reach, I felt like COD had been injected into my Halo, ruined it. It's like, I don't know why they had to make things like, Halo was great because it couldn't have been more different. Like, COD was drop shotting and this like high pace, high intensity. It wasn't necessarily like about being super accurate. It wasn't about being like, you had to be good. You could be very good and very skillful at the game, but it was a very different pace of game. And yeah, like Reach was like, it tried to start being not Halo. Like, the Halo formula was like being extremely accurate, being very good at the game, like BARs, like, it was very specific, precise tactics that like worked, and the better you were at that, you just were better, you know? That's why I don't really like to play COD. The skill-based matchmaking is kind of nuts because you get into some toxic. Dude, it's like every game, though. Like, so many games. Not every game, of course, but it was just... I've done so many people's moms. I have as well, but they earned that. Like, it was a retaliation. Like, I had to do their mom because they called me a noob and were flaming someone, and they were like, have a negative KDA, and at that point you're like, well, I'm gonna have to do your mom now, bud. They brought that upon themselves. You got called cheaters a lot in Black Ops. I got called a cheater because I had a really, really fast trigger finger in COD. So I could like take the pretty much any single shot weapon and turn it into an automatic weapon. Me and one or two of my friends were like crazy fast trigger fingers, and dude, so many people tried reporting us for cheating. I'm like, nah, dude, I just click fast. Like, I'm just I got skilled fingers. Why do I say these things? Oh. Yeah, I just can't stand, like, people just start toxic now. Like, there's not even, like, you don't even have to provoke someone anymore. They just are inherently toxic. Now, I think everyone just takes everything in life too serious now. Like, I don't see it in as any other way. Just people care way too much about everything. Like their life depends on this game, on this opinion, on this whatever it is. Like everything is life or death now. There is no casual anything. And it's unfortunate because it ruins the fun of just having fun. Which is the whole point. That's why we play video games. That's why I play single player video games now, is because I can make my own fun. I create my own excitement. I'm down to get on Valorant every once in a while, but man, for the most part, it's just any multiplayer game in general can be very frustrating. Brother was like, the guns need bloom and kick. It's more real. I was like, bro, I can flip a tank, right? Seriously, though. Yeah, I just pressed X and flipped over an entire scorpion. Like, Halo wasn't about realism. You were a super soldier. That's like saying Captain America shouldn't be able to have superpowers. Like, that's the whole point. That's what you do. You're made as a super soldier. The entire premise of Halo is super soldier. I got banned in COD 4 before they put the block in where you couldn't shoot super fast. Dude, I did that so much, though. So good. That was what's so fun, though. It's like you could do it however, but just because I'm better doesn't mean I'm cheating. But that's how people treat it now. Like, if they're getting beat, something's wrong. Someone's cheating. It's not possible. No one can be better than me. Like, that's the struggle. Is there's freaking, when I was 15 playing COD, we were playing 4, 5, 6 hours a night after school and soccer practice and stuff. And it was like, we no-lifed these things. Like, it was no 30-year-old. Like, I'm 32 now. Gonna be 33 this year, and I'm like, I can't play that much video games anymore. Like, it's not possible. I don't have that kind of time. So, like, I'm not mad when someone's better than me. I expect them to be better than me at some point, you know? If I can't play 24/7, then, like, I'm not going to be the best player in the world. Miss doing emblems in Black Ops. Dude, I had some freaking ridiculous emblems. Like, so ridiculous. You get banned in COD if you call someone gay. Well, it's like, we used to do it in, like, a funny way. Now it's like people, like, I've been called some nasty shit in games these days. Like, people just come in and want to start screaming the N-word, and you're like, dude, like, take a chill pill. Like, did your mom let you, like, have the night off, and now you gotta, like, go freaking insane? Like, can we just step back for a second? Like, why is that? You get a little bit of freedom, and that's what you do? Like, we don't need to personally attack everyone. I called people a lot of names, but at the same time, like, there's a certain level where we're taking it too far. I'll never understand some of it. My wrist would explode if I tried to play. Dude, that's a struggle. Like, I played Valorant. I play every once in a while when my buddies have some free time and want to play. Because I do, like, it's a game that they want to play. And I did enjoy it. I enjoy a competitive game. Like, I don't dislike it. Ouch. But I can only do so much at this point. Loved ODST. The guns were more realistic, but it made sense with the story. I wasn't a super soldier, and that made the game feel more dangerous. Yeah, and it's fine when the game makes sense like that. I think ODST was one of my brother's favorites, outside of like Halo 3. Because how could you not freaking love Halo 3? It was just too good. I walked off the edge. Question is, how now do these go? How now, brown cow? Got children's books on the mind. These. There's just so many good games too, back in the day. Oh, maybe they're just more creative. Just always felt original. I don't know. Maybe I just had a problem. You have a face above your door? What? There? Or like there? Because you're scaring me now. Want Elder Scrolls 6 already? Aren't they, I feel like I just saw something now, and it could be a total scam, and I fell for it. Aren't they remaking Oblivion or something? One of the old ones, like remaster. I'm assuming it's like a remaster, but I just saw something like today on it. Joe, you answer me right now. Where's this face? You're scaring me. You heard something? Yeah. Yeah. The issue is, there's just so much AI generated crap recently. I was talking about that last stream too. Like, you don't even know what's real and not. You can't just like assume that something is like legit. You have to do like hours of research to figure out if it's just a bunch of AI images or was it just a random post? You just never know anymore. Put the pipe down. In the game, I can't stop seeing two eyes and a mouth. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I see what you're saying. That and that. Yeah. I mean, that's not finalized. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I think it might need to be one bigger one. Big old. That's my face right there. Kind of felt like these were too small anyways. It's oh, what's the dog? What's the show called? Adventure Time. It does look like a creeper. It also looks like the Adventure Time dog. It actually really looks like a creeper now with that. But it also looks like the like pug thing from Adventure Time. No, this is polished. Ouch. Pretty sure it's Adventure Time. I can't have it looking like a face, so gotta change it a little. Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. It's so funny that jumped into my mind right away. Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake should be between now and June. That's cool. But, like, can we stop remaking great games and just start making great games? Like, I'm starting to get really tired of that game company mentality. Instead of making remastered Red Dead Redemption and remastered Skyrim and remastered Halo and remastered this and like, just make new versions with new stories that are on the same level, and people will eat that shit up. And I can't understand it. Like, not every movie needs a live action. don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed some of the live actions. My wife and I watch Beauty and the Beast. Like, that's very well done. I'm also slightly obsessed with Emma Watson. So, like, you know, that's part of that. But it's one of those things, like, it doesn't always have to be, because you can, doesn't mean you should. I feel like companies need to take a step back and look, should we? Hermione Granger, yeah. If I had a hall pass, that'd be high on the list. Especially when they already made so much money on them, yeah. And that's the thing that, like, what frustrates me about that mentality is it's like they are too blinded to see that just making another great game. It's like GTA 6. Like, they're not out remastering them. They're not, like, they just said we're making another one. And they're taking their time. And it's tough to wait. But I would rather wait for that game than, like, have GTA 5 remastered. I love GTA 5. I played a ton of GTA 5. But that doesn't mean that I want to replay it when it looks better. Like, I just want the next version of it. I want the next, like, iteration. I want them to do everything they did and push it further without, like, losing that, the potential of all of it. I don't know. It's like, you made your money. Don't try to milk it for more. Don't try to... It's like, no one wants to buy the same game twice. I think part of it is the gaming culture in general has gone to, like, just completely brain dead monkeys. Like, stop buying garbage. It's like, I don't know, people just can't control themselves anymore. And so they just buy these crappy remakes and these crappy games that don't deserve money, and they shouldn't. People shouldn't be spending tons of money just because it is another thing. Like, let's make these dudes earn it a little bit. It's like the Sea of Thieves. It's not Sea of Thieves, but whatever the one is that does, like, came out a little while ago, and it was like the quadruple A or whatever, and they're just like, if we put enough money into it, these morons will buy it. And they're like, no, it's garbage. How do you like run a gaming company and not do better? As I've said probably 100 times, I'm just like, the gamers are going to reward you for doing a good job in the right things. Like, they will, if you put in the time and effort and you make an amazing game, like, gamers are gonna reward you for it. You're gonna make the money back. But oftentimes the gamers are ruining, like, we're ruining our own industries and our own games because we're just buying crap that shouldn't be bought. Grounded is the perfect example of a game that's like, they didn't milk us for 4. There was 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Like, they could have milked us for DLCs over and over and over again. But they did an incredible job and just kept giving us content. And the community supported them through that, as they often do with a good game and a good thing. I don't know. It's because there are a lot of young people who hear about these great games from their parents and get excited to play the remastered ones. That's nice too, but that's a good point on the subject for sure. And I'm fine with some of them, but I wish it like, let's stick to, like, the best. The best of the best get, like, remastered and stuff. Let's not do everything just because we can. And plus, there's something like... Now, you can't always go back and do it, of course. Like, there's some things where you're not going to be able to remaster everything. Or, you can't play every game forever. So, like, some of them are justified in that sense. Ouch. It's like, they have to remaster it, or we'll never be able to play it. But it's very interesting. I also want my kid to play some of those games, like, the way I played them. You don't need 4K. My eyes can't even see 4K. There's something nostalgic, though, about playing it with the jank graphics and all that stuff, too. There's some value to that. Everything doesn't have to be bigger, better, and more to be good. Of course, everything in life comes with nuance, so it's... Can't do it. Hope the MC of Fable 4 doesn't have the unisex face when it releases. That, and they listen to the community unlike other companies, right? I think that's a huge part of it. That's just listening. Understanding. Not every game needs to be early access and stuff, but... Man, does it get good because of things like that. Not quite. Not quite. Missed the ski slope games. Those were fun. Snowboarding. All those. I played a lot of those. This would be an interesting place to put some lighting. Like, make 2 of these or something. See if that glows. I do wish all the lighting wasn't just flames. Maybe that's a place for some luminescent blocks. Oh, I do. Try that on the other side. They get you to buy a digital version, you don't actually own it, and they can shut it off. Do that too. It was like one of the issues about that whole digital thing. Like, I have some major hesitations about, like I missed owning movies, like, but like, am I gonna really trust Bezos to not steal my stuff when the company goes under or whatever happens, changes happen? I don't really trust the companies to not do that kind of stuff anymore. Too many companies work in just bad faith these days too. Why? It's not going further away. It is, but it isn't. Fable was an incredible game. That's for sure. Oh no. Where am I? Just get stuck in walls. Easier to just build this like piece by piece, maybe. It's too small of a crack. That's showing through now. Guess all I can be happy about is that I got to play some of the best games ever made. growing up. Play some of the best of the best. Played some crappy ones too, but some days I don't feel like getting up, so I play Fable on my Xbox. Dude, that sounds like therapy. Honestly, if more people did that, we would probably have a better world. Play some old school games. Take a step back from social media and all that craziness. What am I doing here? Why can I not put this in the right place? I'm seeing the error of my ways where I was like, I don't need a build cam. I'll make it work. I built in Grounded for 500 days shoveling dirt uphill. But no, I 100% am believing that I would love to have that now. I could see the value. Oop, that ain't it. I could see the value in the build cam. Not that I couldn't before, but it does sound really nice now. I think building in my little hole is in my own little universe. Shielded from the world. Are these separate? That's something one block off somewhere. Need a mirror tool of some kind. The game on the SNES called Claymates. It's such a good game. At least it is in my mind. That's all that matters, though. Still to this day, you know, one of the games I've had so much fun on? Viva Pinata. If you don't know what that is, look that up. That was a special game. It was like Pokemon mixed with Harvest Moon and pinatas. That was my shit. Cole, I knew I liked you. The fact that you even know what that is wonderful. Makes me happy. I've played so much of that game. Way too much Viva Pinata, dude. So fun, though. The first game I put hundreds of hours into, dude, I put so many hours. I don't even know where I got all this time growing up. Like, I don't know how and when I played all these games. 2, 3, 4. I played so much Viva Pinata, though. So much fun. Such a freaking random game, though, too. I don't know. Something about that game just had me hooked. Dude, Spyro? Oh, me and my brother played so much of that, too. You played Viva Pinata too, Joe? Oh my god, love it. The fact that everyone here played all these same games is incredible to me. Freaking love it. That's how you know we got the right people in this community. Not that you have to play those games to be part of the community by any means, but just something magical about everyone knowing those like random games. That I'm like, I don't know, to this day, I don't think I've known anyone else that loved Viva Pinata as much as I did. But like Spyro too. Spyro is the same. Is the same thing. Like I just put so many hours into that game. Ratchet and Clank, incredible game. I love playing with my brother. Of course, Crash Bandicoot. Those games were incredible, old school ones. Sly Cooper. Those were incredible. My brother was obsessed. He played so much of those. This feels one off, doesn't it? Maybe this needs to go out one more. Needs like more background. This is also, that's maybe what's throwing me off. Keep using different materials. Didn't really get into the second one that much. I played a decent amount. I'm trying to remember. I played a ton of Trouble in Paradise. That one. I can't remember which was which. Bought Spyro remake on Xbox One. Dude, that game would be worth it. Okay, so I played a ton of Trouble in Paradise for Viva Pinata. I played a good amount of the first one as well, but probably equal. But I did play a lot of the second one as well. They're just so fun. I don't know. It's such a like cozy, like vibe. Just me collecting my pinatas and evolving them like Pokemon, but not. My little garden. It's just a simpler time, you know. Hopefully the grass looked like a pinata too. Dude, the whole thing, it was so well done. Like, you wouldn't think of it being that great of a game, but honestly, like, they just did a great job sticking to what they, like, set out to make, you know? One of those things, like, when you do you come up with an idea and you just follow through all the way, like, how could the game be bad? What, 1, 2 over? Lived with my cousin and we both loved Viva Pinata. We would have girls over and they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, you know, man, screw anyone that hated on you for freaking loving that. I'm with you. I think my wife would have loved it. She loves those cozy, fun games. It was a challenge at times too, though, you know? Started out with Alex the Kid and Miracle World on Sega and Zelda on the first Nintendo. Dude, incredible games as well, though. I am a huge fan of all the Zelda games, honestly. I loved them so much. Me and my college roommate rebuilt the entire Ocarina of Time map in Minecraft. And then he took it and created, I don't even know what he used, but he turned it into a playable game through Minecraft. Like, took the world and added like coding to it and made it literally a fully functioning playable game. And man, talk about fun. We literally recreated the map like to a T. I wish I still had that stuff. We had videos on it too. Funny thing is, I used to make Minecraft Let's Plays too with my college roommate. We did that for a while. I hadn't even really thought of that when I first started making content. Like, I was like, wait a second, I forgot. Like, I used to do this. I already made content at one point in my life. Probably a good 2-3 years we made Let's Plays. Yeah, probably 2 years. It was fun. He was the genius. He did all the editing, all the good stuff. I was the comedy. Goes one out. So this... something is off here. The first game that fully sucked me in was Super Metroid. That is a good one too. Alright, what is off? Something's off by one. 1, 2, 3. I freaking loved Metroid Prime, Metroid games in general. I grew up playing a lot of Sonic. Had a babysitter that had like the first Sonic game, and so we would just play Sonic for hours. That was an incredible one. So many good games from back in the day. This is just throwing me off. Is that what's happening? Still not sure how this is all going to quite connect, but let's see. Banjo-Kazooie, dude, freaking awesome game. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I freaking loved Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts because I liked making cars. That's all I did. I don't even think I really played the game. I just liked making stupid cars. Crazy, ridiculous machines. I can't even remember what Sonic it was. It's so long. I played a lot of random Sonics. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, that extra piece needs to go. Means something is wrong. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of those. Why does it all seem right but not? Done something wrong, but I don't know what it is. One, two. 1, 2. What is off? What did I do? It's like it's the same, but it's not. There's 4 and 4 and 1. It's like this needs to be gone, but I got something lined up here incorrectly. Is that just in there? No? What is wrong? I'm losing it. I guess it's because of that. Must just because of that. It's still there, but it's not. I would race in the sanity and we both would go so fast the game would start lagging and not loading. Oh, it outrunning time? Nice. Oh, cousin. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so that's what it is. How many blocks is this then? 3. It's like 2, I think. I didn't even like... Can't even really say I have cousins. Well, it's always got to happen once a stream, right? Apparently, it's not a timber build stream if I don't fall to my death once. So interesting, like the different family dynamics. Like, my parents did not spend time with the rest of their families. for good reasons. But like my wife is practically best friends with all of her cousins. Like they're all such like super close. It was just me and my little bro. One layer on the bottom. Ugh. Shaders. Like, it looks gorgeous, but it just destroys my vision to see. Street Fighter 2, that was good. What is it? The... Crap. I can't remember these things off the top of my head. Soul Calibur. That's what it is. I played a lot of Soul Calibur. I was freaking garbage at it, though. It's not good. Fighting games have never been my cup of tea. It's just something I've always been pretty bad at. Played a ton of Animal Crossing, the first Animal Crossing. I still have the original save. Well, my brother has hijacked it, but he stole all our consoles. For some reason, I willingly let him and didn't think about the fact that down the road I was going to want to play all that stuff. I still have an Xbox One. So my parents and their friends and my uncle and a whole group of people own a house in Mexico. We've been going to for ages, and we still have our original GameCube and original Xbox there. And so every time we go to Mexico, we have Burnout. Anyone's played Burnout 3, I think it is. Oops, wrong button. No, I don't want a File Explorer. Help me. I think it was Burnout 3, just a racing game. Maybe it's just the original. We always have Burnout 2. I think it's got to be Burnout 2. So hard to tell. Been a minute. I didn't play it last year. Such a good game. Not a realistic racing game by any means, but man, was it fun. You had to do damage and win the race. That was like one of the challenges you could do, yeah. I was the best at the game by far. And so it was always a challenge of who could beat me, who could get to beating me was always the game. For some reason, I'm just incredibly good at Burnout. Other racing games, hell no, I suck. Still to this day, no one can beat me in Burnout. Just like one of those games for some reason. And yeah, the original Animal Crossing. I caught every fish in the game. And millions in the bank. Did everything you could possibly do in it. That was a really fun one as well. Harvest Moon. Played a lot of Harvest Moon. Another cozy, kind of chill farming sim type game. So many good games over the years. Will say though, what a beautiful game. What other game looks this good? It's not perfect, but I mean, dang. There's like, I was out on the these things, trying to take screenshots for my thumbnail, and it was like just such a beautiful like fog. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, that little effect. Like there's just this perfect layout where it was like right in the coolest looking spots. It just looks so good. There's just times where I'm just blown away at how cool this game looks. How interesting you can make your builds. Rush 2049 was the racing game I played a lot at friends' houses. And Army Men, Sarge's Heroes was a fun shooter. Army Men was a good game too. God, I'm just trying to remember all the other good ones. I know there's so many other good games that I can't think of off the top of my head that we played, but such good stuff out there. Oh, this one. I don't know anyone that played Phantasy Star Online. Me, my brother, and 2 of our friends played thousands and thousands of hours of that game. Like, so many. It was such a long... You had to just... It was just like the original concept of how I think of like Diablo and stuff, like Diablo 3. Like, the first ever RPG just grinding out the game. Dude, 007 GoldenEye. I played a ton of that with my friends. The same guys that I play Valorant with now and stuff here and there. That was an awesome game. But yeah, Phantasy Star Online. If you've never played that one, super old school, super fun. Oh, so good. I had so much fun playing that game. Go to this side. Can't remember how many hours I put into Phantasy Star Online, but dude, incredible game. And to the point where like you literally physically could not beat the game. Like it was so incredibly difficult. I don't know anyone. I don't know one person. I had our next door neighbors were like crazy. Like I consider myself a gaming nerd. These dudes had every console, every game, every like custom like controller, everything you can think of. They had like some ridiculous version of it. Just the craziest stuff. Things I'd never had seen before. They had like I guarantee that if you went in this day and age, I guarantee they still have every single one of those games too. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of old school stuff. They had such a crazy collection of stuff. It was so cool. It was like the dream. People would die for the stuff they had. And they're the only people I knew that had better Phantasy Star Online characters than me and my brother and our friends. No one even else. I know there's people out there, of course, but in terms of people I had ever met that played the game, we were so far. Time Splitters 2 was also, with all the crazy game modes. I have not played that one. I do know it, though. To this day, Phantasy Star Online is one of those games that I could always just sit down and play with my 2 buddies. Also was a great one because it didn't make me and my brother want to kill each other. Because dang, did we get into it. Struggles of having a brother that's 4 years younger than you. Impossible for him to feel like he was ever going to be as good as I was. It's like my biggest struggle with my wife and I waiting as long as we are on kids. Pretty sure our son's going to be close to 4 when, if and when we decide to have another kid. So it's like, it's a good age gap, but it also was really bad. It also didn't help that my brother was, we're very different people. Time Splitters is the first game. I saw virus or infection game modes. Those were great game mode types. Ugh, can't see. Alright. Is this not looking frickin' epic? I don't even have the details of like everything put in. Like I have a feeling we're gonna do more of this stuff in some of these gaps if I can figure out how to do it at like these smaller scales without having them like stick out the sides. But oh, dude, jeez. Can't see anything. There we go. Have to get high enough. That one's for oozing. This is what gets me super frickin' pumped. This is the stuff. This is it. Get into these details, like, yeah, you start seeing, like, start adding some, like, pointy bits, some more detail, get into the real, like the depth difference between this and this, like, gonna look so good with the extra stuff. Starting to think, can I get to a point where I have shade that I can see? Jeez. I might invert this. Or like maybe this would look better as granite and not polished. If they had statues to put in those areas, yes. That's actually one thing I was going to... Good reminder. Mess grab some of those VUCA statues. But yeah, the more I want tiny statues, that's kind of the one thing I would really hope for is some of like smaller scale stuff like that. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, let's just see. They're just like a little too goofy at times for me. These are also kind of nice. The tombstones, I've found a couple cool uses for those here and there, just like as like ways to make little points and stuff on things like these, like just enough. Just decayed. Yeah, looks better. Put gnomes. That's what I want, a gnome. They're too colorful. The hard part is keeping the like same aesthetic all the way through. That's why I've kind of struggled with the VUCA statues in general. Be a little difficult to match with the material choices I'm using. And they're kind of goofy. I don't know. I'm much more like something about the Pike Mead statue and like the very like high detail. Put gnome. Wait, I already read that. Why does that look different? I read that and then my brain thought for some reason I didn't read that. I don't know. Something about the styling is just a slight bit off. And why is this one? Just this one. Yeah, I mean, you think like the right statue, that's not even that bad, but... Big. Some like, I don't know. Some of them are goofy, but... Yeah, more European style. I mean, it's like, it's not even that I just like that stuff. That's the styling I'm building in, and I like to be consistent if at all possible. Like, if I was building a temple and stuff, I can absolutely see the value in all these. But that's just not quite what I'm building. So, like, the mossy stone tends to be a little off-putting. You only use the alligator and monkey ones? Yeah. That and that. More of them are just really big. Like, that's huge. Why does sometimes this become horizontal? Does anyone know? Why is it horizontal there and not there? Is that just with certain objects? Am I crazy? Yeah, like, why does that... I've noticed that before. Why does it sometimes it become horizontal and other times it's just only vertical? Weird. I want to know why. Just like the direction? I don't get it. Confusing. No, not sure. Okay, just fall down. But I can imagine, like, some of these looking really cool with the certain details. Oh, that's the wrong one. I was like, why is it bigger? Multiple tombstone. Those are the ones I like. Has something to do with where it is snapping to. So if it snaps to a vertical block, it'll be horizontal and vice versa. Sometimes it's diagonal, and that is crazy confusing. Yeah, I wonder if they could look at that, like, just pick. Like, it is kind of confusing, like, why did the axis, like, why do they switch depending on the direction you're looking at? Like, why aren't they all the same? Wouldn't I feels in my mind like it would be easier to code it to always be blue is this way, red is that way, green is rotation. Like, it seems easier in my brain to code that specific way. I don't know. Seems exponentially more complicated to, like, make it switch depending on the direction you're looking at and that kind of stuff. Like, well, if you press Q there and, like, does this? Yeah, this goes horizontal. Like, but for this doesn't go horizontal at all. So, like, why do some blocks do it and others not? It's like the inconsistency of it is what makes it, I think, more difficult than need be. But yeah, if you're on the face of it, apparently you just can't do those ones. Huh. I think some slightly more consistent things would be beneficial in that sense. I would enjoy consistency in a couple of those areas, I think. Make me feel a lot better. Sort of just like the idea of, like, why are chairs and beds, maybe beds, I can understand. And I guess it's just because you can sit in them, but, like, Why stop us from being stupid? You know people want to put themselves upside down in a chair. Just let us be stupid and let us do it, you know? A nice little detail. Trying to figure out if I like this, if it's enough. I like this extra point here. I want these to have some like little spire type things in them. No caffeine, only water. It's already hard enough to go to sleep. The only struggle is I haven't given myself many opportunities because I keep building in even numbers. I guess I had to for the doors, so we'll have to make some of these things that stuff. Do the more weird pyre pointy bits on these extra weird side things we're going to work on. Making a mess though. Yeah, I would guess it has to do with that is a custom engine. I bet there's leftover code that the game is built on it and interacts weird when adding new code. Makes sense. I mean, I fully expect weird. Especially when you're doing, like, there's no other game that does this. Like, the ability, Valheim is probably the closest building game that I feel. With, like, being able to rotate objects, go crazy, but it doesn't have this interesting interaction between using the blocks themselves as totally separate entities from the decor items, which I find is what makes this game so unique. Just gotta figure out the goofy parts. Have you ever used Maya for 3D modeling? No. I know the program. I've never, like, personally built with it, though. Just one of the ones that my office never used. For me, it was mostly, what is it? I use SketchUp, Revit, Blender, and God, there's something else. Okay. This super random one I used for a couple random projects. Can't for the life of me remember the name. Kind of interesting. I like the bit of contrast that adds. Just feel like it needs a bit of that. Instead of maybe all these blocks, we start adding in some of this fake window stuff. Okay. Oh, man. Alright, that looks pretty sick. Might need to work on the positioning a little bit, but it looks good. It's so old that people who work on developing it don't know how old the code even works. Has crazy issues with new additions. That's so funny. Definitely one of the more like, I'm yawning. Not even tired. I don't even know what I was just saying. Yeah. Glad you like the windows too. I like that a lot. Dude, that looks really good actually. That's like the exact contrast that needed. Really bad. That was like perfect. Maybe I just cover that last one. That really matters, but pick up. Hello? Get closer. There it is. Helps when we use the correct block. Place 2 of those? Oh. I like the shape, dang. Could drop these down a little bit so that doesn't end up so weird, but... Want me to ruin the small wood circle windows? What do you mean, ruin? Yeah, I kind of like this detail just to... Probably doesn't even matter. It's fine. It still looks pretty good. Ruin the small wood circle window. What you talking about, Willis? Alright. That's pretty good. That's pretty good if I say so myself. I'm a little biased, but... Really, I keep forgetting to check if that's even doing anything. I noticed they look like basketballs, and now I can't put them in any of my builds. Now I gotta see what you mean. I'll put all these VUCA statues away too, because I'm not using them. They're not cutting it. These? These? Basketball? Oh, this. Like that? That's large, though. This? Oh, that's large, too. Those. Maybe? I mean, they all kind of look like it. Guess this is a window frame. These are windows, so I'm assuming it's these. They do look like it, or a target. This one specifically. That really looks like a basketball. Interesting. Oh, this one. That really... Oh, that's it. That's the one. That looks exactly like a basketball. How did I not notice that? Faded in the background. That's funny. That is the definition. Because I was like, oh, I probably will never use, like, that looks too, like, wood material, so I probably won't use those anyways. But no, that literally is a basketball. Funny. I see you out here trying to ruin things for me. Took me a second. I got there, though. Don't you worry. Flame mosaics could be interesting. Where's the, have any more of these? They all downstairs. They're all downstairs. I have so much crap all over. Where are they? I swear I had another chest of crap down here. I think I might do some of this. I really like the look of that whole detail. Could have sworn. Is it over there? I swear I had me a chest of stuff. Look at that. Ice, ice, baby. Still don't really know what I'm doing with that little area. Am I crazy? I swear. Just the weapons. Oh, that's it. That's the one. I knew I had them somewhere. Anything else interesting? Probably not. just protecting you from replacing 1K windows after you notice. I mean, so is life, right? I've done it before. Appreciate you looking out. There's nothing worse than like deciding you hate something after using it a ton. Luckily, I prefer the metal windows so far. I like this, something about the metal window. Just pleases my eye. I think because like the browns don't look very good with this polished granite. They're not bad. I'm sure I could find a way to use them, of course, but there's just something that the more neutral silver is a lot easier to use with the color palette I'm using right now. With like the highly polished and the darker materials, the metal just looks better. Whereas like when you add in the brown, then it's like, it's almost too many colors and too many things going on. So I don't really have a place for these things, I was just thinking. The place for these things would be where I place these windows. I think I prefer the window. Fast if we like it, but nope. Use wood windows on wood structures? Yeah. I have not built any wood. Using a lot of rock. Yeah, no, it's exponentially better with the windows. Now I'm going to end up picking the wrong thing up and crying. Yeah, that's just better. I do think, let's just move that down one, I think, now that I'm looking at it. Needs it. Distance it. Like, centered. Palm wood for libraries. I think that is one of the ways, oops, one of the things I want to do. I have some interesting images and stuff for some libraries I want to make. For the library I want to make, which I'm most likely will be some type of wood. Oh man. Alright, I can't stop yawning. Seriously, I'm probably gonna stay up for another hour and a half or so after like stopping stream. But I'm just sitting here yawning for no reason. Don't get it. Ooh. That's the... That doesn't work in that sense, but... Could... Just do this. Stop falling. Could be something there. Our part is like this little stuff that's not fitting. I don't hate the jog. Breaking ankles? Dude, seriously. That is like... Outside of the build mechanics and stuff, just fall damage. Either off or not a thing inside flame altars, it needs to happen. It's a minor detail, but... I didn't place this right, did I? There we go. Fill this in. Right, that might be working now. I just have the healing aura for fall damage. You know, that would be smart. I actually am planning. I've been too lazy to respec my entire skill tree and figure out all the options, but I want to change to a mage build at some point. I tend to play. I really liked playing a wizard in Grounded. I don't ever. Well, I almost never play wizards. I'm typically too lazy to like actually try hard and like play wizards and like glass cannons because I just die constantly, whereas like more often than not I just bash my face against enemies. Like this build, the build that I'm using right now literally is just bash your freaking face against everything. Like it's so brain dead. So I'm like, I should probably play a more like enjoyable thing. This is gets the job done, but it's like takes all the skill out of the game. I don't know if I love how that's sitting. Doesn't feel quite right. Center it, okay. Go around again. Yep, go around again. What's center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be like in the center of this, which is really hard to see. Oh, the bells. Do I like the double wide? Kinda. The bells song's back. Now that I'm set up on ATOM correctly, finally, I can go back and not go back. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm losing it, y'all. That even centered. Get low enough to tell. A tank mage, it's not very effective though. I have lifesteal and mana steal in my items. I just out heal most damage. Mine is a damage tank. I'm purely light, like I do lifesteal on crit. So I do a lot of damage and every time I get a crit, I heal more. So it's like it feels very strong. No, this just feels wrong. Something's off. I wonder what I'm doing. Something feels off. We did. What was it just saying? 2. Like the wrong height. I just do one window. Definitely feels like I've taken a lot of fun out of the combat in the game though. With this build. That feels horrible. Guess we just live with this. Probably more important to feel better here because you're not really going to even see that one. Yeah, I don't know. My build seems really good, but it's also like boring. Dang it. But if I rotate those sideways, then I'm going to want the other one sideways. I like that it's all vertical. I'm going to mess with my OCD. Ugh. I don't know, there's just something I liked about the verticality of it. Like what I envision a very vertical build, and so that's why I like this stuff. Tall, skinny things. It's not bad, The issue is like often what I do in Grounded is where I'm standing looking at things like in angles and places where literally no one but me will ever see them. What? Nah, just tie side ones are sideways. Maybe you're more tired than I am. But like that's as I was saying, like I did this in Grounded all the time where I would just like sit and obsess over details where I'm like literally no one will ever see this in a million years, because like when I'm doing a tour I'm not flying around the top, like this is all you see, so like those details are so pointless most of the time, like you can't see it at all, barely if you jump, but you still can barely tell that it's like sitting that way. But I sit and obsess about stuff like that often. One of those things. Is it crazy? I feel like this, I know I'm streaming a little longer than normal since I started at 7:30ish, but it feels like one of the longest streams ever. Not in a bad way by any means, but I'm like, it's only 10:50. I feel like I'm gonna keep looking down and like it's gonna be 12 and I'm gonna be like, dude, oh no, what am I doing? Keep getting that feeling inside that it's way later than it is. It's great. Normally I look up and I'm like, haven't done anything and stream's over. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Now that I am using Atom, I am able to set up my stream in a way that I can... Maybe it's the time change. I don't know. It's still the same amount of time, though. Like, it's more like Monday, the stream was over before I even started in my mind. Like, I feel like I looked up and 3 hours was completely gone. I was like, what the heck happened? Like, where'd the 3 hours go? It's like normally when I get into this detail work, like just time flies. It's just gone in an instant. Maybe I invert these like I did. I don't know. I liked something about that. We'll see. I guess those are there for the back, but now they don't matter. It's the windows. Now that I think about it. Yeah, so what I was saying is, so I've been listening to this random playlist for ages on stream, and pretty much the whole time I've been streaming. And I've never been, it's just like a T-Pain royalty-free thing he does, which I thought was cool, but I miss my music. I just get hyped with my music. But I'm like, it's not worth getting copyrighted every stream. So I'm like, always in a struggle of like listening to better music, but not getting copyright infringements. And now that I'm using Atom, I can send different things to different streams. So I can listen to music and it'll show up on Twitch and then it won't show up on the VOD. And then it won't show up on YouTube as well, which is like super cool. I just have to get that functionality built into the stream and mess with some of the settings, which isn't too hard. I just have to change some of the tracks themselves. Not super difficult. I'm really excited about that because I really want to listen to like make a Spotify playlist just for stream. Get all my hype music and fun stuff in. Or listen to, like, this is what I want to listen to, you know? I'm feeling this tonight. Whereas, like, right now, it's like, all right, where's the... What's not going to get me copyrighted? It's a really cool little functionality thing. Maybe the window's showing through, maybe not, though. It's a big reason I wanted to use Atom anyways. It's the ability to like customize the entire stream to be more... So I'm always like, dude, how are these people listening to all this copyrighted music? Like, I freaking have 2 seconds of a song pop up. Like, there's one specific song on this playlist when you get 3.5 hours in that shows up, and it's a copyrighted song, and I have no clue why, because it's not supposed to be. And I've gotten copyrighted 3 times on accident because I'm not paying attention, and like it's like tonight. It was the next song before I restarted the playlist. And I was like, I'm so tired of having to pay attention to crap like that. Like, I don't want to spend my time worrying about like copyright infringements. I just want to freaking listen to music. I'm really excited that that's like now a functionality that I'll have. Oh, almost. Not quite. We'll see. There might be a place for those somewhere. Just don't know where yet. Of course. Also makes integrating all this like random stream stuff so much easier. Maybe they need to go closer. Where it was, right? 2. Let's see. Let's do one this way and one that. Yeah, that's not bad. Need maybe fill this gap. Maybe I don't know if I even can. I'm doing this. It's almost the same, so probably fine. Also allows me to just integrate like long-term cool stream stuff. I think is going to be really fun. Listen to a lot of Witch House music. I have no idea if it is copywritten or not. Witch House. I don't even know what that might be. I may have heard it and have no clue. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're definitely starting to get somewhere. I wish those doors were a little darker, but I can live with it. I swap them out down the road. Alright, now I just need the lighting to work. This lighting is so frustrating right now. Like, why does it not look like this? Why is everything so dark? Really want... They gotta figure out this exterior lighting, and then it's gonna be perfect. Need to start making bug reports, probably. The hard part, like the suggestions ones, like unless you're coming up with like really popular ideas, they just go nowhere. Like, I've done a couple, and I'm like, I'm such a fringe player worrying about things like all these people want the quality of life and the randomness, and I'm like, no, fix these issues, like, and none of them give a crap about it. Like dark ambient style of electronic music with a focus on drums. That'd be interesting. I really like almost every type of music. There's very few types of music. It just has to be good. Like, I'm not super picky by any means. It just has to like have good beat, good lyrics, any of those types of things. Maybe the polished. Maybe this is a place where we can do one of these like pyre things. Big old tall pointy stick. I listen to an eclectic selection of music. Some very mainstream, some Very not. Rock, hip-hop, punk, screamo, hip-hop, rap, country, pop country, rock country. As long as it's made well, I don't really care. Like songs in languages I don't speak, so I can't be annoyed by the words. It's funny, because I learn, like, every song. Like, my wife is always like, how do you freaking know the words to every song? Thousands of songs on my Spotify. And I, like, know every word to everyone. There are very few. So it's like a very few, select few, like, rap songs that are just incredibly fast. Like, those are the only types of ones I don't know. And I do know most of the words from them. So, like, I'd love... I don't know, I always... Anything I can sing to or rap to is, like, something I'm gonna like. I have no clue if this is sticking. I'm just kind of making shapes and stuff right now. I want this to start feeling like bat wings or something. But if it's got like Spanish music and stuff, love that. I'm not super picky when it comes to music. There's only like specific artists that I don't like. Typically not a genre or anything. Yeah, I don't love those wings. It's too like, I don't know, it looks funky. It's reminding me of some like cartoon character, some character from some game or something. Starting to look like a face. There's no longer things there. We can't jump into nothing. What do I do? One. Okay. Going down. Sometimes there's nights where I just want to listen to a little rap. Sometimes I just want to rap. Those are totally different. Good job. Neither of those is quite what I'm looking for. I think I need to build... I think what's going to happen is this area is going to be like the granite kind of growing out of the bottom, which will then be intertwined with the luminescent growth in between that. And then this is going to be some type of like tower piece almost. I think like I'm looking at this, like maybe not to this level, maybe not super, well, maybe high works. I don't know. That could be the way to go. Could be like these taller ones, because we still have some height to do up in the center to get more. I do like this shaping almost, but we can't get too crazy. Where's my other one? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That could be some of this, but because these technically I do want... Maybe it becomes less of this and more of those. So maybe there's just some smaller ones like in here. Like filling in these gaps, because these are going to be... I'm thinking about it, like... Probably building more out of this area. Like larger pieces. Not really sure anything's actually going in this space. So these might just help build some scale up. Maybe in this height range, maybe just slightly taller. And then one maybe slightly taller. This kind of peaks up this way a little bit. Some towering piece there. And then you kind of have these maybe slightly shorter pieces. I don't know if I want them taller. necessarily. So maybe they'd go up right in this area, and then this goes up just a bit. Then it gives you that vertical sort of ascension of the tower. I think that's going to look really nice. And then you get some natural elements. Then the blue is going to be like, once this stuff's all done, like you're just going to have this like luminescent growth, like going through randomly. Be interesting. If I could place it where I'm trying to. Jeez. You have an idea of how tall you want it to be? I think it's just going to kind of naturally happen. I think I just kind of have to let it grow into what it becomes. I'm thinking like just looking at this scale. Gotta think. See how this height works. Dead. Oh, we didn't die. We're alive. Convinced. That might be a little tall. That's probably close. If I'm looking at the scale of this thing, I would say maybe in this range. So this front entrance point somewhere in here, which means the tower, it's gonna be tall. I'm guessing that I'm gonna have to put a, I don't actually know what the build limit is currently. I haven't messed with it for a bit. I mean, if that's getting to that range, maybe it's got to be a little shorter, but I mean, the tower's got to be, it's going to be tall. It'll be really tall. Do I have, I mean, if we're looking at like my original inspiration piece, like this tower's big. It is like the focal point is the idea behind it. And I like this dominating tall tower. The issue is I haven't put enough thought into all the functionality. What is this tower? What is it going to be? Someone posted, I'm going to have to find that again. If I can find it real quick, I'm going to save it and show. Someone posted this really, really cool castle detail. It wasn't in Enshrouded. They're just like, hey, this is really cool. Someone should build something like this. And I was like, hey, you know, that's right up my alley. Question is, where? Just scrolling through Discord. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Right? Yeah. So okay, I'll look that up. Show it now. Got it saved. Where'd it go? So is this like crazy light or not light window, like the whole tower like doesn't necessarily have a function to it. It just has like this insane like vertical atrium space sort of thing. Like I don't think we'd go like spiraled with anything, but I mean, maybe it has a staircase around it or something. This shape's a little difficult, but it could be really interesting to have like this big kind of like the main area is like the throne space, the throne room. You get this kind of decent size throne room that then in some way, shape, or form is, again, this probably exterior stuff. I don't necessarily know. Maybe something ends up in there. But if this is your kind of majority throne space, assume that this is mirrored over there as well. You go in, you have some like, I think the idea being like a colonnade sort of down in between these things. So I don't know, whatever the material is, but like some cool colonnade in here. Then you have some like side spaces through there. And then just thinking through, like, if you have this tower and then it's just massive, like, I have no purpose for making that, the tower. Like, I don't know what you do with it necessarily, except for fun. Maybe there's a few floors at the top or something, or there's something along those lines, or tiers, or who knows what's going to happen with all of that. But I can just picture it now. Like, you have this freaking massive visual, like, view from the very bottom to the very, very top. Could look really interesting. I only ask because of how small the area is you currently have. You might have to expand the sides to be more supportive looking. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. These sort of things, like, it could go out further. Like, I'm not worried about it too much. That's part of what I'm also, like, it's up in the air. That tower's function is to exist. Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm thinking of it. And then maybe there's one room all the way at the top. That's like my room or something. So I think that's why I'm saying I'm fairly ambiguous in the idea of how tall this is going to be, because it all is proportion based for me. So if I'm starting with, this is what the proportion, just, it feels natural. This feels like a really good size entrance. It doesn't feel like it's just excessively huge. It's not too small of a scale. It's like the perfect scale for the detail I want to do, like with the hand railing things that you helped me with. So it's whatever feels best for the overall, like, proportions of it. And that's typically how I think of builds. Like, I'm not super tied down to one specific thing. I like just letting them kind of form and happen as they go. That's when I build my best stuff, is like, I look at an image, I find ways to build it, and then I just start building it in a scale that makes sense, that just works. Like Grounded, the cathedral is still my favorite build. The size of it was purely based off of, you couldn't make the, like, I don't know, 8 tower things around the outside. Like, that was physically as small as they could go. It was just one large wall, one large wall, one large wall. So it was a, I don't know, hexagon? I think they were hexagons. I can't remember now. But so it was like, whatever the scale for that piece is what ended up making it work. I think that's where I enjoy the building in these games, and like translating these super detailed, crazy pictures that I find into like functioning ideas that work in the game. So like, if this is the scale that the entrance has to be, then like we make the tower, maybe it's half that height. I don't know. I'm definitely not set to like one specific thing. But like, if these become the supports, like, essentially I'm thinking, looking at that main image that I keep showing, that's what these will be. So it's like, they're going to be taller than my current entrance space. So it's like, whatever makes these feel the correct scale, where like, you have to tier them upwards. Like, so I'll probably be able to do 3 or 4 blocks between tiers probably before, like, I think if you go smaller, they're not going to have enough like height and growth. But if you start getting like 10 blocks, you lose a lot of that, I don't know, the slope that I'm going to need to like start from here. Like, you only have so much space. So like, if this is what it is, and of course it can get bigger that way, this whole idea could tie into the whole thing, you know, like maybe they don't end up as their own miniature towers, or maybe they morph into 2 towers, sort of like one smaller and then one builds off of that a little bit, and they sort of like meld together in their own way. And that's how they like that, those 2 pieces having some miniature tower and then this kind of like larger support piece. Maybe that's how that scale allows it to kind of like be exponentially taller. But it all just kind of, it's all up in the air. I'm not necessarily set to... Okay, that didn't work. I was hoping that I could just see the height real fast, and then I was going to have a better idea. And we suck. think I want to find a different button for the glider. The triple spacebar is a little too easy at times to do. But I honestly feel like the vast majority of my builds, there's no set scale. There's no, like, this is what it has to be. It's always this, like, whatever gets me to the visual effect that I'm looking for. Alright, that's the build height. Let's see what that looks like. I definitely could have done that, like, right over the tower, and we would have been, like, way better, but that's probably more than enough height, honestly. I can't imagine I need to go much higher than that. I'd be very surprised. Maybe it looks really cool, but I could easily see it being a little shorter than that. It's a pretty good reference. That's really high. Most likely, there's no way I'm going to build higher than that. Maybe, but like looking at the scale of what I currently have built, it's probably going to be more in like this range. I could see it being somewhere around here, maybe. Still really big. It almost feels really small looking at it from here, but that's not small. It's a pretty big castle. I guess some people have just built ridiculously large things. But I want to keep it at a scale that allows for the details on the inside. Like, I've watched this one guy. I haven't watched him. He has a base design showcase on the Enshrouded Discord. And he's doing these incredible exterior details, these really cool designs and stuff. But from what I've seen, he's only, like, detailed out, like, one space. The vast majority of the build is just like empty. And so I want to keep it at a scale where I can really detail the interiors. I really want to do a good job doing the detail work. I think this game is so interesting. The decor items are so cool. Watching Chisel Chip specifically, like, his interior stuff, I want to get to that level of interior detailing. Like, I want the outside and the inside to both be just immaculately detailed and just be like as ridiculous as humanly possible. So keeping it at a scale that like isn't so ridiculous that you end up with just these like endless massive rooms that you can just never fully detail out, to me seems like the wrong direction to go. If you are matching it for the scale of the town, yeah, it definitely needs to feel. It's not a massive. It's not like Minas Tirith or something. It's not this massive town. Like, this town's big. There's so much work to be done that, like, I don't want to just get too ridiculous and spend the next year of my life like working on this one tower. Like, I want to build in the same way that I built my grounded stuff. I want to build a city that's a big scale, that's more ambitious than most people would do, but not to the point. Actually, that was kind of dumb. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get all the way up there and delete those. Thanks. Good stuff. But I want it to be like a manageable thing. Because at some point, like, Subnautica 2 is going to come out to early access, and I want to play that. Grounded stuff. I don't know if I'm playing Grounded or not again. We'll see. Maybe when this update comes out, depending on how well it does. We'll see. But I want to be able to sort of finish it. I don't want to, like, have a half-done project. Like, I'm pretty happy with where the Grounded city ended up overall. Like, there's just some housing, but at this point, like, I'm not stopping because I'm being lazy or whatever. Like, I've just broken the game to the point where it's not really doing much. Game's not working the way I would like to, and I'm not enjoying that part. But good sir, got to work in the morning, so I'm going to call it here. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you, man. Hopefully you have a great day tomorrow at work as well. I'm going to be calling it here in the next minute or two anyway, so all good. Heads up, I'm not going to be streaming Friday. My buddy is driving into town and staying with us for the weekend. So I will be off Friday and see everyone Monday will be the plan. If I'm feeling it, I will stream tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know what I have to check to see if my wife has anything planned, because she typically plans things for Tuesdays and Thursdays now. So if I've got nothing going and I'm not tired, I may just stream tomorrow, just because like we're finally doing something and it's feeling really good. So make sure you pay attention to the Discord tomorrow, and I'll let everyone know whether I am gonna stream tomorrow or not. We'll just see how my son's doing and kind of play it by ear. I hate skipping every Friday, because I'm pretty sure next Friday my buddy, because he had a trip to Japan planned and had to cancel the whole thing, and so now he just has like 16, 20 days off or something like that he can't undo. So he's like, hey, could I come to town and stay at your place and we go skiing 2 weekends in a row? And I'm like, dude, hell yeah. Like, how could I say no to skiing 2 weekends in a row with someone I don't get to see very often? Like, let's do it. So I may be off the next 2 Fridays, which it's kind of a bummer, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I can make up some other streams or do some other stuff, so we'll see. But other than that, I'm going to call it here. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you have a great night. Great rest of your guys' night. Joe, Beans, Cole, everyone. Oozing if you're still high. You as well. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a good day tomorrow. And I will talk to you on the next one. Peace.